Hello and welcome.
Just get it all out now.
There we go.
Also, let me know if my microphone is at all too quiet. I was doing some podcast recording today, so that means that I was playing with my audio settings a lot. So the microphone
sound fine in my ears.
I sound fine to you,
yeah.
so it should okay. As long as I sound good to y'all. Okay, so now that we've got the do we have the it's all done?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was easy. And I'm just going to lock that in place. And then, all right. This is where you cut in, Kelly. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, here on Dork Tales. I'm your storyteller, Kelly. I use he and him pronouns, and I am incredibly excited to be running tonight because we are finally making some progress on this whole devil and the dove situation. At least we hope that we will be. Tonight, we are continuing with Chapter 5 of Mage the Ascension, the Devil and the Doves. If you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, basically what you need to know is it is the Victorian era in the 1890s, and assembled are a cast of mystical femme types who have been brought together by something, and have, in their short time together, evaded the technocracy, or what will become the technocracy, dealt with the ghost of a spurned maid, and now have become involved in a serial killing of ritual proportions that also seems to involve the mind control of the general populace. It has been less than 50 hours of in-world time, so it's been a busy weekend for you all. Oh, of course, weekends don't exist at this point, so, you know, it is what it is. So, without further ado, let me pass the ball over and let us go with... let's go in reverse order tonight, and hi, Robin.
Hello, hello everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and tonight I am playing Darcie Harkness, a member of the Verbena, and yeah, it's gonna be good tonight. I'm so excited. I love Mage.
Is it because you're gonna have a lot of paradox energy eat you tonight?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm really regretting leaving Bram with my.
You're nowhere near problem territory.
Okay, but you had 5 and you had like a lot of damage done to you. I don't know what paradox can do yet. When Kelly
Don't
was
listen
talking
to
about,
Jen.
like,
Jen goes for the
manifest-
heavy paradox.
Yeah, Jen goes.
It's in my wiki now that I am Paradox Queen, so...
It's true.
Yeah.
The only one
Amy,
who can
add that
dethrone
command.
you is yourself. With paradox. All right, let's pass it over to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Josephine Carrington, the Order of Hermes, who does not believe in the straights. So, you know, it's a fun time.
The straights are what the paradox is referred to as in the Victorian era, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time and have experience with Mage. Let's pass it up to Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and tonight I am playing Chastity Goodwin, our cult of ecstasy / celestial chorister, and everything is fine, I'm sure. There's no problems here at all. Nothing to be worried about.
Nice. And finally, Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Evelyn Taylor, our electrodyne engineer. And oh, yes, there's no problems that can't be solved with science. I mean, even if it's just breaking down the body, it's still science.
Even if it's just breaking down on the dance floor, it's still science. Dance science. Dance science is going to be my next character, I've decided. Forget dance magic, it's time for some dance science.
Do
All
a
right.
cross of Society of Ether and Cult of Ecstasy?
Just Sons of Ether, or Society of Ether, just them. It's pure science. It's none of that gobbledygook. Is there anything that we should discuss before it is time to hop into game? Does anybody need anything clarified, or anyone need to spend any experience points?
I spent at the end of last game to buy up my intimidation to 4. Just
Nice.
so.
What did you
That's
take
it.
as your? You took bold. What's your specialty?
Oh, I hadn't taken a specialty for it, is what I didn't do because
Yeah.
I already have bold for charisma
Oh,
and I
that's
already
what it was.
have guile for manipulation. So
Yeah, so
I don't
definitely
know.
go do that.
I need a specialty.
So I would suggest pulling up the mage book and taking a peek in it for some suggestions. But so while you're doing that, anybody else interested in doing anything?
I'm
I
still
think I'm gonna
saving.
save mine.
Y'all just want the seekings, and I can tell.
I want there to be at
raise
least
my
one
arrow.
seeking.
There will be. Okay, so without further ado, I think it is time that as soon as Amy pick your specialty, I'm sure that anything will work. It could be bluster, it could be physical threats, it could be promises of pain, which sounds pretty great.
Yeah,
it sounds like
takes
a great
way too
band
long
name.
to like pull the things up in the actual.
My Adobe has decided
PDF?
that it has no memory at the moment, which is
Oh.
fine. We've all been there. My computer has plenty of memory. Adobe doesn't.
Okay. Because I'm thinking like if my primary thing is like, threats. So like threats and like generally domineering attitude,
Yeah, that works for me.
but I don't know how to phrase it for the one word like thing.
So just I'll quickly glance down. So, intimidation is not an ability. It is ability. It's not a.
What are the talents?
So they suggest bad cop. They have BDSM. Cold stare, pants crapping terror,
Beautiful.
topping from below.
Okay.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks, Mage. This is beautiful.
That
Okay.
terror bottom.
Wild.
Wow.
So what was first one was BDSM. What was the second one?
I for something knocked that out of my brain. I don't know what it could have been.
I don't know.
Bad cop, pack hierarchy, cold stare, brutal threats, topping from below, and pants crapping terror.
Pants crapping terror.
I'm not even kidding. It's on page
man.
278. Have fun.
Chat is suggesting domineering.
Maybe. The thing is, yeah, so like normally if she's threatening like a whole lot of pain. Yeah, let's go with domineering. Domineering's good.
Sounds good. All right. So without further
Thanks,
ado,
chat.
why don't we take a drink of water and start game? All right. But first, a little story for your night. To the birds, it was a lovely day. The day that Chastity Goodwin died. The winter had been wet and cold. Colder than the colonists had expected, or that it had any right to be. And among them, it was whispered that the devil had mind to destroy their holy mission to colonize the savage New World. The wet was the worst part, for the moisture had tainted their food stores, turning the salt beef into stinking slurry, and dusting the autumn harvest with carpets of mold. Only the rye survived, perhaps blessed by God's love, though it was laced with mealworms and other crawling beasts that, if we're honest, the bakers and other people were too hungry to pick out. Chastity would always remember the bitter taste of that winter's loaves until her dying day. It took only a few hours for the first to die that January. Old Jacob Matson, 64, passed away in the latrine after vomiting so hard his heart stopped. Then Martha Proctor, who had made such wonderful knits, was found dead in the pig pen, half eaten and covered in filth. The two pigs, the colony's last mated pair, were to be saved for last, lest they be allowed to mate in the spring, but instead were butchered and burned, their meat charred to ash to burn the devil out of them. They would not be the last. Of the 150 souls in the colony, 10 were dead by the third day. Another 30 fell infirm, and 3 women miscarried. 1 died. The babies were buried in the churchyard before sunup, and the midwives swore that what they buried was dead. but those who lived nearby could hear the wailing until the dirt was laid. On the 6th night, the curse had consumed every thought, perverted every kindness. The devil had brought hellish wrath upon the colony, they whispered between bites of rye and barley beer. And he had done it through agents. He had done it through his servants. The local Indians watched from the woods as the hell overtook the white colony. The Namkiag knew not the method, but they knew the madness, and several of them tried to warn the colonists, only to be chased off with musket balls and cries of demon, succubus, devil, and finally, witch. Had the pilgrims but listened to the rightful owners of their land that night, they might have survived. But it was not to be. As the word witch echoed throughout town, the zealotry understood what they must do, and sought out tall, strong trees with some shade of mercy in their intent. But the women of that lost Massachusetts colony would have no luck that night, for the wet had gotten into their stores, and with that, the hemp rope, which was so rotten it could no longer bear the weight of a body, though it could still bind. The eyes of the menfolk burned bright, but the women burned brighter. On the pyres, the fires chewed through the wet wood and belched smoke into the gray sky. The women bound would have been lucky had the wind not shifted and carried the choking green clouds away from them. Instead of a peaceful slumber, their skin crackled and blistered over the spitting, hissing flames until they, too, were alight. By the time the first women died, the moon was high in the sky and cast a shadow from the church steeple toward the pyre like the accusing finger of God. The townsfolk were mad. They raved and burned, they violated and murdered. They lost themselves to their mania, but not the dear pastor. For the church was built with brick and time, love and care for the true God. For the pastor, he had a good cellar, good meat, good cheese dripped with wax, and bread that tasted sweet, though still mealy. The pastor was untouched by the devil that plagued his flock. But when he found the Goodwin girls hiding in his church that night, he was touched by a devil of a different kind. He might have sold his soul for the young pink flesh of the lamb, but we will never know. For the townsfolk came knocking, looking for the girls, and by the time the pastor had sent them away, things were in motion that could not be undone. The sky opened, and light bathed down upon the church, which vanished from this earthly plane in a pillar of fire, like a divine rapture. The townsfolk fled back to their homes in fear, only to find themselves trapped indoors by a sudden cold snap on the 7th day that froze their stores, separated them, and halted the madness just long enough for it to pass. And when it did, they wept and cried for the dead, and made themselves forget that it was they who lit the fires, or wielded the cudgels, or tore the clothes and flesh. In the stories passed down by survivors, it was the good work of the pastor himself, who had given his church back to God as an offering to save the town, to which the Lord provided, as he always does. The names of the dead claimed by the devil in shame were accounted for, save for Chastity, Prudence, Goodwin, who they assumed either ran away or was killed by the mob, or taken by the local tribes. Out of propriety, her name was added to the records of the dead. But after that, no one in the colony would look for her, or even think of her again. Save for one, of course. But that is a different story. Many died on that black day. But to the birds, it was a lovely day. It had been a cold, wet winter, and they were pleased to find so much food lying dead in the slushy snow. When last we left our heroines, they had just survived an encounter with several townsfolk from downtown London who apparently had been driven to some level of madness or at least violence by a strange brand that had been burned into their skin that crawled with all manner of awful and strange insect and rot. You know that the murder that you investigated had a child taken from it, with the clues leading to the Crystal Garden, your only clue. And you know that there's a race against the clock to get you there. Alongside of you are a pair of allies. Dinesh Mani, a man of Indian heritage, of the Queen's India, and one Lord Macduff, who is well versed in tracking those like this killer. They will both be traveling with you tonight, and will be aiding you in this investigation. And we're going to start play right where we left off in that backfield. But real quick, I just wanted to say that I forgot to say this beforehand, but Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age does have a lot of mature content, if you couldn't tell from that opening fiction. There are going to be things tonight that could be difficult to listen to, although a lot of what was in the fiction was fairly censored. I do want to say that all of us, we know each other's lines and are very comfortable with each other. However, there are times where sometimes when you're watching something, you need to take some time away. And if you need to do that, we strongly encourage that. Tonight, I want to give a quick content warning for child endangerment and violence and horror, but just in a kind of a general context. More of like an action movie context for tonight. So nothing particularly, but some wonderfully graphic descriptions of violence might occur, but hopefully in a fun way. We'll find out. So that is what I have for that. Does anybody have any questions before we begin?
No, I think
I don't think so.
I will still have, because it's the same day. Jeez,
Yeah,
long
I know,
day.
right?
I still have Prime Sight. Chastity still has that one dot left of Mind Shield.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
It's so good.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think depending on what time of day, because I know Darcie put up Prime Sight with the seance, so I probably coming up to 24 hours, probably soonish. I don't know, depending on how.
No, that
day
was
we
close
are.
to midnight, so you've got another 4 hours.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, Darcie.
So
has
it's coming on
Prime
about
Sight.
7 p.m. at this point, so 7 or 8.
Okay.
So you've got quite a bit of time left. So
Man, we've done a lot in a day.
Right.
look at what you can do without smartphones.
Right?
They just need so much time.
Save the world.
Also, we had a whole bunch of travel.
Yeah.
This is
So
true.
much travel.
Yeah, the Victorian Age is great if you need to do some long casting in a carriage. Right? You just got like 15 hours to get across the street, so... All right.
Too true.
So, then in that case, we're going to hop into the alley, this backfield behind some of the row houses that you found the murder in. The men that you fought lie on the ground, the wounds with the symbol of Ouroboros in reverse, branded into their flesh, splits and explodes in a writhing mass of insects and pus. The smell is undeniable. And Josephine, you actually asked for some smelling salts to cover it up, if I remember correctly. So we are going to... It is at that point that you decide that the time is now. You decide that it's time to go to the waiting carriage that Lord Macduff has hired. And it is there that we find ourselves immediately. In the back of the carriage, being lashed by Dinesh, who takes the place of the driver. It's the four of you and Lord Macduff in the back. To remind you, Lord Macduff is a tall man. Over 6 feet tall. Broad and strong. With a fur fringe to his greatcoat. His greatcoat. Yeah, I was right the first time. He clutches his walking stick across his lap and gives you as much space as he can, and although this carriage is roomy, it is difficult. It is sharing space with a bear, or at least a rather bulky wolf. Are you sure about this? He says to you in his thick Scottish brogue.
We've got to deal with it.
There's not really a choice here.
We've been dragged into this whether we want to be a part of it or not.
There's
Kind of at
always,
a crime scene.
there's always a choice. And if you are going along with me, I'm sorry, Doctor. You're speaking.
Sorry?
You were saying something, Christine. Weren't you?
I have not opened my mouth yet.
Oh, weird.
I'm very confused.
My bad. I thought
I was
something.
going to interject once there was a pause, but...
Okay. If you're going along with me, you're in danger. And it's not in my propriety to allow women like yourselves to be put in danger on my account. I can take care of this myself, and if not with myself, then with Dinesh.
Do you really want to tell me and them what we can and cannot do?
I think we can handle ourselves.
This is not on your account. Our names were on that wall. This is on our account.
Evelyn
We
was
handle it.
actually murdered.
Not that we don't appreciate the sentiment. Or would be willing to aid and help each other.
Well, you can't blame me for trying to do the proper thing. But if you insist, then let's get improper. What can you do to defend yourselves? Besides, kick a man when he's leaning over.
Question. Can I pre-prepare something like my entropy field?
Yeah.
Get that all set up and...
Yeah, absolutely. You have an hour. It will take an hour to get to the Crystal Gardens from here. Or probably Crystal Palace.
Also question, because Chad just brought this up. What happened to the boy? What did we do with the boy?
The boy is riding up with Dinesh.
Cool.
Oh, sweet.
I would also like
over
to...
under a blanket, because there is room for him up
Fair.
there. Or he's in the luggage rack.
That's fair. I'd also like to prepare a kinetic shield.
That sounds good.
Because
Anybody
mine
who's
has
doing
not been
any pre-magic sounds great. So Christine, you asked first, so we're going to go with you. That
Okay.
is going to be... what are the mechanics of your shield? Is it extra soak
Okay.
dice?
So my entropy field is actually two possibilities. It either lowers damage or increases difficulty to hit. And I have to pick at the beginning. 'Cause it's my entropy 3 one. It's my
Okay.
rote.
So which one do you want to employ?
I'm not 100% sure because I haven't gotten into many fights this way. So what does everybody think would make more sense, be more valuable? Making it harder to hit me or soaking damage?
There's a third option it could do, actually, and that's raise my damage difficulty on my dice.
Okay.
So that damage dice require a higher success to hurt you.
Okay.
Normally
'cause
you roll
otherwise-
damage dice on 6, so this could be like 7, 8, 9.
So you've got it listed as system duration, power into like 2 successes to soak lethal, 3 successes to soak aggravated, plus 1 success per additional dot of soak.
Yeah, so that basically adds to your stamina soak, which is pretty good.
Okay.
That one's pretty great, though, because that means that you would not take regular damage from, like, fire and blades. Like, you would be able to absorb them like you were, like, stepping in a hole. So that's pretty great, too. Yeah, let's say the damage difficulty raise is probably a little bit beyond this, so let's stick between the basic two for now. And would you rather be able to survive a hit or just not be hit, I guess is the question.
I think I'd like to survive.
Okay. So
because likelihood of getting hit is pretty strong still.
Okay.
And I do not have great stamina. So.
Sure.
Oh, you know what I should actually have done? Grabbed my dice.
Yeah, that might be helpful. That might be helpful. All right, so if you're doing
They're right
that,
here, though, so.
then because it's entropy, it's a very elegant looking effect. So
Well, and I think since my thought when we were first developing this was that it's like a magnetic resonance field to protect myself. So I'm thinking she has a pouch within her bag that she keeps specifically for this one, and she pulls out a bunch of thin chain strands with magnets on them that she puts around her wrists, ankles, and wears as a necklace.
okay.
Basically. So she uses magnets and just helps extend that magnetic field. Maybe slip something into her gloves.
Sounds good. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll this at a difficulty of, you've got plenty of time to do this, so you can actually take extra time to lower the difficulty a little bit.
Yes, please.
So what this is going to be is, let me just double check my chart because I'm still using the manuscript PDF for this. So if you're using Elegant Magic, then you are going to be rolling at difficulty of 6, which if you take extra time, it'll lower to difficulty 5. Are you using a unique or specialty instrument?
No, I don't believe I actually ever took any. I just kind of made up ways that my rotes worked.
Sounds good. So you're at difficulty 5. You can spend quintessence to lower this further. If you would
sure.
like. Cool. And
I've not spent much, so might as well.
And how many successes are you going for?
Well, how many would I... So it's 3 successes to soak aggravated. Is that... That's for the duration that I manage?
So duration is a secondary purchase. So
Yeah. So how
yes.
many successes would I need to make it duration enough to handle, like, Crystal Palace?
I'll say 2.
Okay. So I would be aiming for 5?
I would say aim for 6 because then you can buff your stamina with extra dice.
Okay.
Okay. So I would also spend a willpower.
Okay.
And this you'll probably end up rolling over 2 rounds, obviously. But go ahead and give me the roll.
Okay. So willpower, does it just give successes or does it add to dice?
It is an automatic success. It also means
Okay.
that because you've succeeded, you cannot botch that roll.
Okay. Cool. And it's just my 3 Arete dice, correct?
Yep. And
Cans explode on this, I forgot.
yes, we agreed that they either explode or count as 2 successes. Dealer's choice.
Okay. Okay. And it was 6 was the...
5.
Oh, 5. Awesome. Okay,
Unless
so
you
that's...
did you spend quintessence?
I did.
How many?
Just 1.
Then it's 4.
Okay. Well, that's 4 successes then.
Okay.
Right off the bat. So
you may continue.
5 total.
You can try again to get the rest of it on the next round at difficulty 5.
Okay.
Oh,
Should I just
pardon me,
roll
it
it
would
now and
be-
just get it done?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it out. It actually would be difficulty 6 because the quintessence only lowers it for 1 round.
Okay. 2 more successes.
Okay, so that is a total of 6.
Because it was 4, 5, 6. 1 from the willpower.
So
as well.
7 total.
So 7 total.
Okay, so what this means is that you can soak. So it'll hold on. So let me just do the calculations quick. So boop, and then okay. So this will last for one scene basically. As soon as the end of this car ride, I'll say. It'll last for the scene following that. Will give you the ability to soak aggravated damage. And you still have 3 points to play with. You were probably originally putting 2 of those into soak. So right now you can soak aggravated damage at stamina +3. And you have 1 success that you have extra. So you can put that into duration to make this last for a day. Or you can put it into your soaking ability and add 4 to your stamina.
Let's add 4 to stamina.
Okay. Now,
the main thing is I want to make sure for the Crystal Palace scene that I'm...
Sounds good. Now, basically what this means is any incoming damage, you will add 4 dice to any soak rolls. Your stamina itself does not go up, but your stamina is the base of that roll. So you are rolling to absorb damage on any incoming source that strikes you as if you had stamina, I think 6?
Yes.
Yeah, which is
Okay,
pretty...
so I'd be rolling 6 dice then for
You'd
that.
be rolling 6 dice. Every 6 or above would remove a damage point incoming.
And I'm able to soak ag.
Including aggravated damage and lethal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty great spell.
Okay.
So that is for the scene. Okay, that's you done. Josephine, what were you doing?
So I'm going to do my kinetic shield.
Okay.
And if we're counting scene at the end of the carriage ride for the next scene,
You might as
then I will go for scene. And
Sounds good.
mine cancels successes for movement coming in past the shield, right?
Sounds good.
That makes more sense for a kinetic shield.
Yep, that works for me.
Cool.
All right.
And so how many successes do I need for scene? I forget.
For scene, you need 2.
2?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going for 4 successes total.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep, that makes sense to me.
Cool. I'm not spending willpower or quintessence because I've already spent a bunch of that.
Sure. Okay.
And it's difficulty.
This is going to be difficulty of 5. Actually, you can drop it to difficulty 4 because you have plenty of time.
Okay.
And are you using a
'Cause
special...
I was going to say forces. I have a specialty
Then give it to
thing,
me at 3.
and then I. Cool. And
you can't go lower
yeah,
than 3.
I know, but what I was going to say was it's only forces 2, so it's
Mhm.
right. So it's already not a high.
It's not super high now, so...
I got 2 successes on the first roll.
Perfect, you're halfway there. All right, give it to me in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
This will be difficulty 4 now.
Yes.
Actually, this
And
will
that's
be...
another 2.
Did you get a 3?
It's fine. It was a 10. It was a 10.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, actually, technically, you have enough overbleed that it would stay 3 for this one attempt. So if you got a 3, that would have counted. So you have 4. So that means
Yep.
that 3 points of incoming kinetic damage are going to be absorbed for the... Oh, pardon me. Is it 1 point per success or 2 points per success with that route? I can't remember.
Oh, I forgot. I did not write that down.
I think it's 1 point of incoming damage per attack. Per success.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think it is. Double check me, but I'm pretty sure
Sure.
that's what it is.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up when we're doing
Please.
stuff.
Okay, but that'll last for the remainder of the scene as soon as you exit the carriage. And then who is first, Amy or Robin?
Robin can go.
Okay, so Robin, you have Prime 2, and I see in the chat you're asking if you can imbue yourself with quintessence. You cannot do that with Prime 2. Unless, I forget, they changed a bunch of things. So you can't imbue living beings until Prime 3, but what you can do is you can use your fist as a transfer point for quintessence, so you can punch someone for aggravated damage, but it's a one and done.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. Alternatively, you can imbue quintessence to make weapons. So material objects can be blessed with aggravated damage, like a knife or a book. So you could literally imbue your spell book with aggravated damage and beat someone's skull in half with a book.
Do your shoe. Your shoe is magic.
Or a rolled up newspaper. There's plenty of newspapers in this
Oh
era.
my gosh, that's hilarious.
There's
yeah.
nothing funnier than the old LARPs where you'd have to go against werewolves with a rolled up newspaper. Bad dog! You're blowing their heads off.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think I might want to... Yeah, could she imbue, like... Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if she wants to hit things with her book, because that's very special. But, like, her purse, like, if she just, like, hits her heavy purse with, like, that has a bunch of magic shit in it.
Yeah. You just need to spend a point of
purse?
quintessence to imbue it, and it's good.
Perfect.
And the way it
Awesome
works
sauce.
is you are going to spend that, and that is going to be... you're just looking for duration, so you want at least 2 successes.
Okay, sweet.
And this is a difficulty of... this is going to be difficulty of... difficulty of 6.
Okay.
Because this will be uncanny.
Fuck. I botched.
Ooh.
Did you
Again.
actually botch?
Yep. 3, 5, 1.
1 dot of straights per point of sphere now for straights. Yay!
And
Not
you're
just-
you're at 9.
Fuck.
All right. So as you are sitting in the carriage, how do you cast this? Oh, actually, Robin,
Yes.
I gave you that difficulty. Once again, you have plenty of time, so you actually would have lowered the difficulty to 5, which means you would have a failure.
1. A failure. Okay.
So that is beneficial to you in this moment. You will still generate a point of straights from attempting, because attempting magic is as bad as doing it in my book. But that's not a botch. So
Okay.
the first time as you reach into your magic and begin to call it forward, you feel something struggle against you. Like the world itself tries to shake off your attempts at magic. Would you like to try again?
Yes, I would.
All right, so now you're going to be at
Difficulty 6.
difficulty of, we'll say difficulty 5 because you're using your unique focus. You're using your mob spellbook, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay, you 3 die are going to fucking jail. I got another failure. I got a 9, a 1, and a 4. So it's
Okay.
net 0 again.
Okay. And yet again, as you try to imbue quintessence, how many points of quint do you have?
I have 0 now.
Okay. Yeah, because you
I have the mushrooms. I could eat a mushroom.
you could eat a mushroom. The first ones didn't seem to do anything to you.
She might try and eat a mushroom.
Okay, so you see her continuously cast in the corner, try to, and those of you with Prime Sight up will see magical energy begin to swirl around her and then just dissipate. And then she pops a dry mushroom into her mouth. Gain a point of quintessence, and make
Sweet.
me a willpower roll, please. Current willpower.
Okay, current willpower. All right. I actually got back up to full from the generous folks, and you were awarding willpower at last game, so I'm actually up
was.
to full. What's my success? Like, what's my difficulty?
Difficulty on this is gonna be it's gonna be 7.
Sweet. 3 successes then.
Okay. You are going to be at a -1 for the next scene to notice anything with alertness, but a +1 to notice anything with awareness.
Good lord. Okay. It's gonna be
So
plus
as you-
5 for my awareness.
So this is pardon me, this is going to be a -1 to the difficulty, a +1 to the difficulty of your alertness.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you
So
mean.
that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm thinking of New World mechanics. So as you pop that, you're going to see soft auras begin to form around everything in your sight. Just a secondary layer of energy humming off of them, thrumming with the vibe of the universe. This won't allow you to see magic directly, but you do hear Chastity next to you breathing and perhaps even speaking a soft prayer, but her voice is coming a half second slower than her lips are moving. And while you were casting this, I'm curious, what is Chastity doing?
Chastity would very much like to reinforce her mind shield.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that was the primary thing. And then potentially looking at imbuing her riding crop.
Sounds good. So you'll have to kill the effect to rebuild it from scratch.
Okay. All right.
Which is easy. You just let it go.
Yeah.
So give that to me again at a difficulty of, if you have your specialty focus, that'll just be a difficulty of extra time. Difficulty of, I'll say 3.
Yeah, so mine's kind of the one that she uses a mix of. She's not as specialized with it, but prayer is one of her focuses.
Yeah, you have extra time and you can really dedicate, so I'll say difficulty 3.
Okay.
And what are you shooting for?
What did I have last time? 7 was the total? I'm aiming for like 5, I think.
Sure, go ahead.
Because she wants it to last at least till the end of the day, or like the end of what they're going into.
Okay, so we'll say 2 of that is into scene, and then the rest is into power.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And just so that everyone is aware, when you are rolling for scene, if you roll 1 success, I give the baseline ability for free on everything. So 1 success means level 1 power, level 1 duration, because it's an optional rule that just allows you to do a little bit better magic.
You said my thing was 3?
Yeah.
That is 3 successes.
Okay, continue rolling at 4.
Okay. 3 more successes.
Okay, that'll be 6 successes. That means that you have this on for the remainder of the scene, and you have this at a stage 4 shield, and you have 1 more success to play with. Duration or power?
I'm gonna do power.
Okay, so you have 5 levels of mind shield, so 5 successes are going to be needed with a mind effect to breach you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So that's like
Oh, pardon me. That means
so 5.
that raises the difficulty to do that by 5. Is the way that it works. If I'm not, are you? Well, actually, are you doing it as a wall or are you doing it as a difficulty?
Oh, what do I have written down here?
Yeah, let me know how that one works.
I have additional successes effects required or adds the effect of willpower needed to read or influence the mind. Okay, so I think you said either or.
So that willpower is the difficulty. So go with that.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I just want to make it harder for them to
do that.
Get into
So
if
that
I think that based on our last interaction, my willpower score is 5.
Okay, that means that it is going to be a difficulty 10 arete check to try to influence you.
That seems like a good one. That seems like a good idea.
That's a pretty rare chance. So,
given just how much the last interaction was, yeah.
Okay. How many effects do you have up right now?
That's my only one right now.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a riding crop imbuing roll at a difficulty of 5, please.
All right.
And this will generate a point of straits.
Okay. Difficulty of 5, you say. I've got 2 successes.
Okay. Then spending a point of quintessence, it will last for the remainder of the scene.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to go back. If you have no more, I'm going to go back to Christine. Christine, do you have any more that you want to do?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me know if that changes. Jen, do you have anything?
I just wanted to mention that I cannot seem to find the actual rote stuff. I know forces gives you an extra point when you do damage, but I don't think it does anything with the shield. So
it does not. So I was just
wondering.
Let's
just go with 1 per.
So I was wondering because when you get success on like doing anything, for example, like healing or harming, it's always 2 levels per success. But shielding has always been a weird rule.
And I cannot find it. So.
Do you have a copy of how do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've looked through it, and I've looked through the casting pages, and I've looked through M20, and I cannot seem to.
Okay, let's just say that it's a -1 success per dot at this point.
Sure, sounds good.
That because otherwise it would be a point to. We'll say it would be that, or it'd be actually like 2 points to dodge. So this is better.
Sure, yeah, that works.
Okay.
The other thing is not so much magic right now, but I want to dig out my my prepped prime bullets for my gun. That basically they have a Nokian etched on them, and I just need to essentially finish the like the incantation and the ritual to imbue them, which
And the quintessence comes out of you when you shoot them, right? They're not.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that works just fine.
They're just there as like the ritual part of it has been completed with the etching, but then everything else is in the moment.
You have to say the magic word. Very Harry Dresden.
Right.
Right. That's the best part of his books, honestly. Some of the wizardry in there.
This
Okay.
is true.
So let's swap back over to Darcie. Darcie, what else do you need to do?
I would like to increase my strength using...
How many active effects do you have right now?
I have just the prime sight. I'm going to drop prime sight to have just that.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll have 0 active effects then.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you drop your prime sight, you are going to try to, you said raise your strength?
Yes.
Okay, so using your mother's spellbook and taking the last bit of extra time you have, you can do this at difficulty 4.
Cool.
If you raise your strength above 5, this will be uncanny. If you raise it to 5, it will still be elegant because you're just a very strong girl.
Okay. Sounds great. So
farm
2 for
girl.
the scene. And then it's...
What's your strength is 3 or 2?
My strength is 1.
Okay, so to raise your strength to 5, that would require 5 successes for the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to shoot for 5.
Okay.
Boom.
And you said difficulty 4?
Difficulty of 4 for this one.
Okay. Oh, nice. That's going to be 4 successes off the bat there. That's nice. A 10 and 2 sixes. Okay. That's great.
Sounds
That's
good.
4.
All right, so roll me again at 5.
And that's going to be 3 successes again, because that's a 10 again. Nice.
Okay.
Why were you earlier with what I was trying to...
That is going to give you... So you're going to be at strength 5 for the remainder of the scene. And you have 3 more successes to play with. You can spend that into power or duration.
I'm going to actually put it into... I'll do 1 into duration. That'd put it to a full day. Cool. And then 2 into power.
Sounds good. All right, so here is something that you probably would not know in character.
Yeah.
When you stretch yourself beyond your human limits, you suffer something called pattern bleed, because basically you're stretching your shirt to the point it rips.
Okay.
Except you are the shirt.
Yeah.
So the way that this functions is, let me just double check how pattern bleed functions in Mage 20.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Darcie and Robin are learning together. It's going to be great,
I think it's
guys.
actually a fantastic way to appreciate what the character is going through.
I think so too. Because I don't... I mean, I could have read the 700-page book before we started this game.
I think you should
but I'm
have,
way
really.
too busy for that.
Are you, though?
I mean, it's hard to read on a PDF. I will admit, if I actually had like the physical book, it might have been a little easier to read. but
It is
PDF
not pulling up bleed correctly, so hold on one sec. Bleeding. Paradox backlash. No, that's bleeding. So, pattern bleed.
The whole book is just about bleeding.
It's just, yeah, it's not even the vampire book.
Right?
So it's constant bleeding. Hold on.
Yeah, love it.
Suffers pattern bleeding and extras 1 level of lethal damage per day.
Oof. Okay.
So that's how they changed that. That's interesting. Okay. Used to be that you took bashing damage as strain. So I'm
So it's just kind of like you get exhausted at the end of the day. I
basically,
guess?
yeah, and it's like so that's so yeah, you're gonna suffer a point of lethal damage for this.
Cap.
As basically you're going to start casting this, and as you get stronger, you're going to feel your muscles grow more taut. Now, I need to know, first of all, you are superhumanly strong now. How are you doing this with magic? Like, what is the spell? And 2, what does this look like? Are you wiry and dense? Are you bulky? Like, what do you
I think
turn
we
in?
figured this out last time.
It's different every time.
Darcie's just it's different every time.
Every time you want it to be, yeah.
That's true. So I
Just
think
all
Darcie,
the traps. All traps.
Yeah, all traps. No, I think Darcie likes being like just dense. Like she doesn't like want to look like
Like
the
a pound
Hulk.
cake, I get you.
Yeah, exactly. She
From
looks like a
cheesecake to
pound
pound cake.
cake. Exactly.
All right.
So yeah, she gets super fucking dense, man.
Super
Just
dense.
like-
And as you do, you will complete the spell and cough. It's a soft cough, but sharp enough that everyone in the carriage can hear it. And as you wipe your lips, they're going to come away stained with pink. Across the carriage, Lord Macduff looks down at your hand. You might be pushing yourself a bit far.
There's a child. We need to save it.
You're not that far from being a child yourself. You'd be good to take better care of yourself. Perhaps something a little more like that. He gestures towards Josephine's gun that she's priming. Is anyone else casting any effects? You've got about another 10 minutes.
I think I'm going to hold off.
Okay.
Because I think my umbrella is already built much sturdier than a normal umbrella. And when I cast the matter shield on it, it's just to change the fabric on it, essentially, to being bulletproof. So I think it's still sturdy enough that it won't bend over a head if I whack somebody with it.
Sounds good.
I think she's just going to sit there with her hands kind of out on it.
Fair. All right, that sounds great. And just one thing to remind, so Darcie, you cranked your strength up to strength 7.
Oh my god.
That means that you need to do me a favor and you need to pick a specialty for that. That could be, it could be like damaging strikes. It could be athletic.
Yeah, I would like to do something for like hitting.
Hitting, not for
people.
like leaping into the air or anything like that?
No, I think we're gonna be.
Sure. Then you'll
dealing
be able
with
to
punching
explode damage dice that are done
Sweet.
physically.
All right.
So you get a Hulk smash.
Hulk Darcie smash. Does that? I'm assuming that will apply to my foot too. I feel like I want to kick people. This is gonna be ridiculous.
Okay.
Oh Darcie, what have we gotten into?
I
So I take it lethal immediately, right?
You will take a point of lethal damage immediately that will not heal until you replenish your pattern.
Okay.
So once the spell is over, you can start healing, but not until then.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
You make your way across London. And Chastity, you're done casting, or did you have anything else?
I don't think I had anything else. I was debating loosely whether I should do something with time, but I can't think of anything useful presently.
Okay.
I did want to respond to Macduff's,
Oh, sure, please.
because he asked us how we could handle ourselves or defend ourselves.
Sure.
So as I'm loading the gun and he makes that comment to Darcie, I'll just say, well, I have a gun, but I'm also an adept of the Order of Hermes, and my specialty is forces magic, and my mother was host flambeau, so I'm pretty sure I can handle myself.
Evelyn will lean over to Chastity and be like, do you know what that means? I didn't understand any of that.
A little bit.
Okay.
Be sure that you're not allowing yourself a bit of arrogance. Your mother was House Flambeau?
Yes.
Does she still have her eyebrows?
Yes, she does.
Might be hope for you yet. I have no doubts that you'll be able to hold your own in there. Although, do mind, it's an enclosed building, and the vapors could be a bit toxic if you light the wrong thing on fire. Or the wrong person.
Oh yes, the Crystal Palace is just full of lead.
What's wrong with lead?
It has some adverse effects on the body, from what we've been seeing in some of our studies.
Interesting.
I'll be careful.
I feel that perhaps I've said something that has riled you, the lot of you. I want you to know, I mean no disrespect. It's a Lord's place to look out for those in his charge, be it men or women. Lord Dinesh not a soldier. I wouldn't consider taking him in there. I do not know you. But I'm interested in seeing what you can do. I come from a long line of powerful women, and I have deep respect for them. So please, if I said anything that perturbed you, accept my apology. And know that I look forward to you rubbing my nose in it. Are we agreed?
Oh, we couldn't do that. That would be rude.
I'll just kick you in the head again.
I thought that was an accident, Darcie.
I'd prefer you be a little rude. I've only got the one head. I've got lots of feelings.
And Darcie, you look a bit beefier now.
I also feel a little weird. Do you guys realize you have colored auras around you right now? He's kind of like dark red, kind of burgundy, kind of matches your tie.
Darcie, you ate a mushroom.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be great.
We'll just point her in a direction.
It's just like wrestling with my brothers on the farm. It's just gonna be a grand old time.
I believe I'll be okay, at least. I have adapted some magnetic resonances to help deflect damage. So it should make it much more difficult to inflict harm. Science can be used for all sorts of things.
You made it harder?
Well, harder for that, not so much that they can still hit me. However, the result of that hit will be much, much less than what they might have intended.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's a neat trick. You think you could teach me that? That sounds quite helpful.
Like armor.
Yeah.
So how much further is this place?
He'll look
Not
out
to-
the window.
Be that person.
About 5 minutes.
Oh, good. Good.
Last time to say your prayers. You're a bit of a queer one. A riding crop and a rosary.
They go together a little more than people seem to think.
I was under the impression that you were one of the sensualists. The seers.
Yeah. Generally.
You've held
That's-
on to your religion.
Been a bit more of a recent transition, so to
Yes.
speak.
Suppose there's been a lot of transition in your group. And that he'll look over at Evelyn. With all,
Suffice to say that most of the men I've met don't hold your opinion.
which one would that be?
Women are not seen and not heard. Valueless.
Honestly, between you and me, it's not... I'm actually more worried about you not being seen and doing something when my back's turned than I am about you not being able to do it.
Smart man.
How long have you been away from the Order of Reason's yoke?
How long since they fell into the carriage? A day?
Something like that.
24 hours, maybe?
Yes, it's been quite an introduction.
If you are a spy, I suggest you don't try to make myself or any of our companions your first victim.
If I was, I would not have tried to. I would not have stolen what I did.
What did
There's
you
no
steal?
going back for me.
What did you steal? You'll hear from on top of the carriage. We're getting near. Dinesh will call in quietly through the driver panel. Another time. Looking outside, you can see the reconstructed beauty of the Crystal Palace. The carriage takes a sweep across a large, broad courtyard. Now, the Crystal Palace is old at this point. It was moved decades ago to this location, and since then it has mostly been a slowly fading attraction. It's still used from time to time for events when it's cleaned up, but right now it's mostly a receptacle for bird shit and derelicts at this time of year. During the summer it's magnificent, and there's a great springtime revival that happens. But now, in late autumn, pushing into winter, the dark sky overhead rolls and covers the fat moon that glows above. And what you see is a mirror. A building reflecting the city around it. The gas lights. But inside, you see nothing. As the optics deceive. I'll take you around to the front entrance, Dinesh says. When you get out, I'll put the boy inside. And then we can lock the doors and hope that no one tries to get in. It's the best we can do. Cat, are you still back there? And from the back of the carriage, from the luggage rack, you'll hear, I am right here. Hanging on to the back, I am. They're the funniest conversations in there, Dinesh. The carriage will come to a halt in front of the grand splendor of the Crystal Palace. Even in its current state, it is majestic, looming some, 200 feet above you. To the right of where Dinesh parks, you can see a spire rising phallically over to the right, a swirling crenulation of glass and architecture. So this is it. Shall we go?
Let's go.
Lord Macduff opens the door and steps out, not waiting for Dinesh to open it for him. You spent a long time summoning magics. It's a good theory. I prefer something a bit more tactile. And as he says that, he will twist the knob at the top of his cane, well, his walking stick, I say, revealing that it is not quite as sturdy as one might expect. revealing a length of straight razor or blade beneath the handle.
Evelyn will tap her umbrella on the ground, and it makes a bit more of a thunk than necessarily expected. Oh, mine just doesn't stand out too much.
Standing out is sometimes part of the fun. Dinesh will hop down, gather the boy up, and put him inside, doing a quick prayer over him. That those of you who still have... Jen, do you still have Prime Sight up? I think you'd be the only one that does.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do that, you are going to see the resonance, the magic flare around Dinesh, as it looks like he's casting a some type of effect that you are not versed in. Probably a mind effect.
Okay. I was gonna say, does it look kind of like something I've seen one of the others do? Possibly.
You wouldn't be able to recognize the color. Basically,
Sure,
the way that I do it, you're colorblind to all of the magics that you don't know. But given the context, you think it's probably to keep the boy asleep. And as he is there, he calls this down, and as he is just kind of praying and almost singing under his voice a bit, he sweeps one of the carriage blankets across the street, covering the boy completely. And as you are looking directly at it with Prime Sight, you are going to be able to see the outline of the boy kind of glow for a moment. And then in your eyes, it's like watching those videos of octopi as they become whatever they're up against. Suddenly, there is no boy, there is just a blanket on the seat of a carriage. Your mind refuses to see it, even though you know that he's right there.
Nice.
That should do for a while, he says, and turns back. Are we ready to go?
Yeah. No time like the present.
With that, you all turn and begin to make your way toward the doors of the Crystal Palace. Moving forward, it's not long before you find yourselves there beneath the huge, sweeping entryway. However, as you approach, I'd like a perception and alertness roll off of everyone. It is quite dim here, so I'm going to say this is at a difficulty of 8.
So it's going to be difficulty 9 for me.
Difficulty
right?
9 for you, yeah. And what did everybody get? I'm looking for any successes.
I have a 10.
Perfect. Okay.
4 successes.
4 successes.
I botched.
You botched?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a failure.
Sounds good. So as you approach the door, Josephine, you are going to take a step and slip and catch yourself before you hit the ground, but are going to make a little bit of noise as you step on some of the gravel and cobble that leads into the palace, and are going to slip around a bit. There's something on the ground that you stepped in that just is quite slick, like an oil stain. And those of you who got any successes, so Chastity and definitely Evelyn, glancing down, you're going to see that there is a trail of blood that Josephine just stepped on. That leads to the bushes beside the doors. Evelyn, you are going to also recognize that this main door to the Crystal Palace would normally have a pair of guards posted outside to keep out ruffians and hooligans, night watchmen. There's nothing here. And on the dust and gravel of the stones outside, you actually see the briefest bit of a scuffle, and then wide tracks as if someone dragged a sack, or perhaps a body by the feet.
Oh dear. I believe the watchmen were attacked.
She'll try and kind of peer into the bushes to see if they were dragged in.
You will see a naked hand laying face up and a body beyond it, obscured by the foliage.
I will try and grasp the wrist and see if there's a pulse.
Cold.
Oh, they're dead.
Not terribly surprising.
There's another one in this bush, Lord Macduff says, looking at the other side. No rifles. Well. Best of luck. And with that, he pushes open the doors, and you enter the Crystal Palace. And I think that's a good time for us to take a quick break, actually. But before you do, I want everybody to roll me initiative just so I know what sequence to go through. So that's going to be a 10-sided dice, and your dexterity and wits added to it. And pop that in the chat as well so I get a sense of what is there. Oh, damn. Good job, Darcie. Ooh, better job, Jen.
I rolled an 8.
And
Oh,
Chastity.
Amy and I tied.
And what are your mods? Because that will do the difference.
6.
Well, I rolled a 4, so
what did you
I
add?
add +5.
Okay, so that means Christine will go first. Evelyn. Then it's going to be... Damn, you guys did really well. Dinesh. Macduff. Goons. Okay, and Okay, all right, so I've got everybody in sequence there, and folks, we're going to be back in just 1 minute. Don't go anywhere, and hey, stick around till the end of the break for a special treat. So don't go anywhere. Why, hello, welcome back to the chat portion. Hope you enjoyed that little trailer I threw together. That took about 30 hours.
Don't undersell yourself.
It's because it's impossible to find clips, like open source clips of carnivals and circuses that don't have like trucks or roller coasters. And not like the roller coasters from that. So, hope you all enjoyed that. That's going to be released tonight. But the cast was like, oh, you should release it during game like you tend to do. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and that you will be joining us on Monday for Wild Beyond the Witchlight's first episode, which I am very... I'm not stressed at all. And also to quickly point out that if you are bored tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific is also the session 0 for our Deadlands Blood Drive game. And that's a fantastic game that is going to feature the likes of Michael and Krista and James and even Bunny-Hearted will be there. So that is kind of what's replacing Cyberpunk on our Sundays. Session 0 is tomorrow at 2, and then I'm not exactly sure when the actual game is starting because it lines up with Canadian Thanksgiving, and then it lines up with some trips we're taking. So it's going to be sometime soon, but you can come and meet the characters and be around us while we build characters. Kelly, what is an episode 0? An episode 0 is a chance to meet the cast and do character interaction and building. So there is actually an episode 0 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight up right now on YouTube and on Twitch, where you can go and basically get a sense of what the game you're going into is. It's like a sneak preview episode. Like it's a very special this time on, it gives you a chance to meet the characters, meet the cast, and go into it with a bit of foreknowledge. And also, if you're new to the channel, it's a really good way to be like, hey, we are a largely, like, the majority of Dork Tales cast members are either queer, LGBTQ plus, in general, either femme, or either just, like very supportive of like allied concepts, left-wing theory. Like we're Pacific Northwest nice people, right? So we all kind of have like very similar outlooks on things. It's a good chance for you to meet us, and it's a good chance for you to kind of like get a sense of who we are. If you're not used to us, if you're used to us, then it's just us, right? And that's the fun thing about getting to know people, is that like we're just nice nerds. Well, dorks. We're dorks, but so it's a nice way to get to know us, right? I enjoy it, and it's we're actually doing character creation tomorrow because we haven't had a chance to, because Bunny's schedule has been like super packed. So like we've thrown together costumes and that's it. But yeah, so that's gonna be this is the let's talk to the chat portion of Mage. How's everybody doing tonight?
You guys will be doing that tomorrow for deadlines, and I will be trying wig, makeup, and costume all together for Witchlight. Because I actually haven't done that yet. I don't know what my makeup's going to be.
Accent tomorrow will be end. I have work, unfortunately. I spent all day playing with my
I fell into my accent so well during my
horns.
stream today.
Oh, I'm sad I missed that.
It was
I woke
great.
up at like 2 and went, oh, I missed something I planned to do today. What was it? Oh.
Nice. So real quick to the chat, just to say hello to everybody who's there. I also want to say, Breck, it's really good that you're feeling better. I know you were worried that you might have COVID earlier this week. And I guess if you're feeling better now, you probably don't then. Because even vaccinated, that probably would not go away that quickly. But it might, which is pretty rad. So really glad you're feeling better. Good to see Tabletop Titties in there. And Terzelta, thank you for modding. Really appreciate you, dude. And also doing all of your wiki work, which there will be more wiki work for you soon. But also love these people. Yeah, so I only want to take about another like 5 to 10 minutes of break time. And then I want to get back to this so that we have actually a lot of time, a lot of meat for what will be a bit of a slog, I have a feeling. But a fun slog. Oh, Krista, you just missed the trailer. Good to see you. Wild Beyond the Wiki work.
I also want to thank Chaz for helping with getting me started on the wiki, because then I did all the wiki work.
Yeah, you've been really tearing that up. I think there's only 3 people who've done their personal pages on the wiki. So far, it's you and Caitlin and Robin, I think, are the only 3 that have.
And Michael.
Oh, did Michael do his? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was the first one.
Oh, was he the first one? Okay. Then my bad. Then absolutely Michael. Credit where credit's due. Michael has also been like working nonstop on for the Sunday games that he's in. He does one of our 10-minute looping pre-rolls that we have. We don't use them for all games, but the games that he's in, I just let him go wild. And I'm like, this is the vibe of the game. And then he goes and makes something like and what he has made, I don't want to spoil it. You're not going to see it until the first game, because we're not going to do a pre-roll for tomorrow. What he did for Cyberpunk looks amateurish compared to what he did for Deadlands. And what he did for Cyberpunk was actually pretty solid. Like, it was pretty damn good. He really went above and beyond, and he used a bunch of really creative wipes, actually. I love a creative wipe.
I'm sad I'm sad I work on Sundays because I can't. I sometimes am able to catch like the last 30 minutes of like your Sunday afternoon games, but it's like, I'm like, I'm
sorry.
Deadlands.
It's going to be fun. So Deadlands, with Deadlands, we're running a module called Blood Drive, which is literally, hey, you're on a cattle drive. You're recruited for a cattle drive through an old west that is full of zombies, Wendigo, evil shaman. There are a few evil shaman in this one. Most shaman are not evil in this one, and the new version of this game has done pretty well at being a bit better about historic race relations, as particularly they got rid of the Confederacy in the new edition, which was probably the good idea. But it's just going to be a wild ride, hopefully, and it's going to be fully costumed. Actually, you know what? I'm the only person that doesn't have my promo shot for it. I finished doing the photoshopping for the actual poster for the first game yesterday, and everybody looks so good. I actually got James to do a promo shot of himself finally. That isn't just his shot from like the vampire game where he's like,
well done.
Now he's like this. I know, it's a change. He hates taking photos of himself, so it's very... So praise him when you see it, everyone. Be like, oh, James, you look so cool. So he'll do more. Because he's actually a pretty solid photographer, but I don't think he's mastered selfies yet.
They're hard.
Selfies is its own thing. Like,
Right?
you take 20 of them and maybe one of them's okay, and you're
And
like,
yes, his eyebrow is legendary because it's literally like his forehead's doing like the wave, right? With that quirked one. Oh man. So wanted to quickly say that if you like what we do here, there are a couple of ways that you can support us, but you can also support friends of the channel right now. Right now, if you look in the chat, we have our good friends Tabletop Titties, and if you like the Victorian era vibe, they do a Victorian Vampire the Masquerade game. That was actually really coincidental. They started theirs, and I'm like, oh, dudes, I'm actually in the middle of planning my own, so I don't know if we could ever do a crossover. I don't think the vibes would 100% mesh on the two stories. Theirs is a little lighter? Huh. You think that, yeah, you think it'd be the opposite, but the Mage game is much darker. Their game is a little more like episodic and fun. And I strongly suggest that everybody go give it a try. They run on Wednesdays, so if Shards of Nirn isn't running, or if you're just not feeling D&D, go check them out at twitch.tv/tabletoptitties. And remember, with Tabletop Titties, you can't spell it without the double Ds. Yeah. So ADHD is a talent. It is a talent. It is a weapon. It is.
Yeah. It's under my talents in the wiki. It's great.
I was just checking that, and I thought that was brilliant.
So,
I mean, like, I have ADHD. I just don't know if it counts as one of my talents. So I'm like,
dude,
You just gotta harness it.
harness. Okay.
I'm really bad at actually harnessing it. More, I just
Tep at the pond just posted.
meant I know stuff.
Haha, that's clever, right? Tabletop Titties with double D, right? That's I love it. Every time they say it, I giggle. It's the best thing that a streamer has done recently. But yeah, I think last time we had this, we had a talk about ADHD. I don't think we need to do that tonight, go into depth about that. But hey, a lot of us have ADHD, and it's a real condition. Trust people when they say they have it, and prescribe women and female types medication without giving them shit about it, because that is a major thing. That is my political stance of the day, because I can literally call a doctor and get a prescription in 30 seconds, and it's taken some of my friends a year.
I mean, I can now, luckily. But
You know why? It's because I got this. Look at this nice beard.
Hoops. I don't like hoops.
It's-
I don't like jumping
on
through them.
a beard.
Kelly, honestly, it's also
Maybe.
because you got diagnosed younger.
It's true. I was diagnosed when I was
true.
like 6, so that helps. But the thing is, like, but here's the weird thing. Do you know what my proof of... Okay, we're talking about ADHD. We're going to limit it to this 30 seconds. Okay, but here's the frustrating part about that. You're absolutely right. But the only proof I provided them was saying I was diagnosed at 6. Because I'm American, they don't have access to my medical records.
True.
So they have no way of... I just walked into a shrink's office and said that. And he believed me, so now everybody else believes me. It just happens to be that I...
And for me, I get told, like, hey, can you send, like, email or bring in physical proof of your diagnosis? And I'm like, I hate this so much.
It's awful.
But anyway.
That's enough about that. So what else is going on that's really interesting? We got both of those things going on. Robin, you got older recently. Amy, you're getting older soon.
Thanks,
Christine
yeah.
got older very, very recently. And Jen, you got older, like closer to when I got older.
I'm approaching my 6 months. It's fine.
You're posting your 6 months? You got your 6-month chip from turning over? I'm trying to make it to 2 years on mine, and I have to turn it in every year for some reason. I don't know why. Actually, I don't think I am.
Yeah, you have found the fountain of youth or something.
The fountain of something.
Yeah, I was actually told that the other day that I do not look my age, and I look fairly young. And then I showed the same person a picture of me when I was 17, and she's like, "You don't look 17. You look older." I'm like, somehow I've stayed in my mid-20s. I don't know.
Yeah, there was something weird about the way you looked when you were like a teenager earlier. Like when we first met, you definitely looked older, and now.
When I was 16, I was mistaken as a college student.
I
I had
once-
that too.
I was with my family going for a restaurant, and they asked, "Oh, would you like to sit at the bar?" And they're like, "She's 16," and they're like, "Oh, sorry." It's
I
like-
bought beer for my dad when I was 12. They didn't bother carding me. That was weird.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was... I think it was a combination of factors on that one.
I had fun shocking a coworker recently by letting him know that he started in the department the year I was born.
Yeah. What was it? I was saying to Robin the other night, actually, that was it last night we were messaging, and I said that I'm really interested in running more Mage in the future, and that one of the eras I'm looking at for Mage that would be really fun is running in 99. And
I don't remember that. I was like, I don't think I'm eligible for this game because I don't remember the 90s. I started remembering in the 2000s.
the 90s were just the 2000s, but with more
Most of it
angst.
either.
To be
Like-
fair, probably the only reason I remember the 90s was because I grew up in a town where the 90s came in the early 2000s. So
true. Well, yeah, you're all
probably
from
what happened to
Canada.
me, too.
Canada didn't get the 90s until 2005.
Okay, How I Met Your Mother over there.
Let's go to the mall.
Wow.
um,
Robin Scherbatsky. I
You just
love
like that show because it's all about Robin.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All right, that's fair.
The Canadian badass. Yes.
Paratrooping with wolves and things like that.
Right? I fucking love her.
a friend of mine who recently turned 30 is training an 18-year-old at her job. And she's like, this is so painful.
Oof.
That 18-year-old was just like, yeah, I'm into the classics music, Backstreet Boys.
I just died. a
Not
little.
all right. Not all right. Not all right.
Oh, and it's like the Offspring is dad rock now. Pretty Fly for a White Guy is as old as what would it be when we were growing up? Would that have been Alice Cooper for sure? But what would be in the 70s? Aerosmith for sure.
Every Thursday at the gym, we have dubbed Nostalgia Night because it is all like 90s music. And every single time it plays, we're just like, what? Why?
Because they want it that way.
Yeah.
Tell me why. Like an algebra teacher. Tell me why. All right, folks, we're going to be hopping back in the game in about a minute. What year is David Bowie? It's like an 8 on its side for David Bowie. The
Why
Bowie
is
is
there
eternal.
an itch in the middle of my wig? Like,
I don't know.
I can't get it.
Because that's how the rule of wigs is. It's gonna be exactly in a spot you cannot easily scratch.
No.
Yeah.
You kind of have to like get in through the weave and like just pray that you don't ruin everything.
Okay, I'm going to redo the paradox chart and then we're going to get back into game.
I've got like flyaways that are like every once in a while like brushing like my jawline right now. So it's just like I feel like the tickle and then it makes one itch. I'm like, I'm wearing makeup. I can't fucking just like smudge it. It's just
See, you're smart.
Poke it with a nail subtly.
Right?
Yeah. So it doesn't smudge.
You know, just like,
Right.
and no, we have not gotten any XP from the
No one has
yet.
bought you guys additional extra experience points. They wasted it on
Madness.
drama bombs.
It wasn't wasted. Drama bombs are great.
This is true.
We do have a willpower for someone.
I think that was. I thought that was for
Evelyn. I think it was for
okay,
Evelyn.
cool.
Was it for Evelyn? Okay.
Yeah, it refreshed
there we go.
what I spent.
Thank
There
you,
we go.
Krista.
Yeah,
Aw, thanks, Krista.
What did she buy?
Oh,
XP?
XP.
XP.
+1. Okay. And yeah, I've been. This is like I like this because this is one of the games where I can really do that, you know. Whereas with like the pre-written adventures I run, the level. Oh my God! Wild Beyond the Witchlight's leveling system. So sorry, I just have to gush about this. Rime of the Frost Maiden was like, if your players do this, they might be a higher level. If they do this, they might be a higher level. If they do this, they might be a higher level. At the end of this, if they do this inside this chapter, they might gain a level. If they do this, they might gain a level on every chapter. But they're like, by the end of the game, you should be level 11. But I think you could be like level 15 if you did everything they suggest. So the scaling was really bad. And like a lot of the fights were really bad. Literally, Wild Beyond the Witchlight is, hey, instead of at the beginning of every chapter, we have a little guide to leveling that is this big in chapter 1, and it literally says when they do one of these things, they gain a level. They will be this level by the end of the module, or they will be dead. It's like well, it literally says any surviving character gains a level.
Oof.
And I'm like, that is literally all I want from you, Wizards of the Coast. I was gonna try to make a video about how much I like this book, But I got really busy. Because, of course I did. Anyway, looking up monsters.
Monsters?
What? I mean, not monsters.
Which, by the way, I have been looking at the Dork Tales wiki just to see what the cast pages look like. So good, guys. Like, oh my goodness. So thank you so much to Trizelta for like working so hard on getting our wiki set up and neatened up and linking properly and all
I
this
didn't
stuff.
realize how many candle keeps I was in.
I was
So
looking
you-
at some of them and going, oh shit, I'm actually gonna have to go back and look at what was I in?
Right?
Been in so much.
Okay. All right. So with that, I think it's time for us to head back into game. Okay. Whew. I don't know why I did that. I just did, though. All right. Ready? 5, a 4, a 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age. As you step inside of the Crystal Palace, I need everyone to do me a favor and make me a perception plus awareness roll. A difficulty of 8. Darcie, you're at difficulty of 7.
Yes, would resonance apply to this?
Yes, it would.
Perfect. Love it.
Sorry, what was the difficulty for us?
8.
8.
4 successes, 3 of which
3.
were 10s.
Holy crap.
Oh my
What'd you
god.
get, Amy?
3.
2, 4.
And I got 2.
And
I got no successes. 2 1s, baby. I botched.
Okay.
What the fuck,
Dice.
dice? What the fuck, dice?
Darcie, as you head inside, you are going to hear the sound of a baby wailing in the distance. This deep, throaty, lusty call echoes just beyond the realm of your perception. Now, you find yourselves there at the ground floor of the Crystal Palace, down at the south entrance. Directly ahead of you is the crystal fountain. It's shut off from the weather, and bits of water still lay frozen to the outside from condensation. You can't tell where the sound of the quailing baby is coming from. The rest of you, though, are going to feel suddenly a bit ill at ease. The same scent to your mystic senses that overwhelmed you coming out of those pustules on those controlled men radiates from this place. Blood smears along the internal walls here in deep, dark handprints. And all around you, you can hear the buzzing of flies. Directly ahead of you, the Crystal Palace splits into 2 different and very separate arcs. It is a wide open passageway to the right and to the left. And as you are feeling around, those of you who got 3 successes or more are going to sense something. There is a bit of magic radiating all around here. But you are drawn to the left, to the west entrance.
I feel like this might be towards the west.
That's what I'm picking up too.
Did you hear? Can you hear the baby crying?
Baby? No.
You don't hear that?
Keep your wits
No.
about you.
Don't feel very good, but no baby.
It could be a mind trick. No matter what, Stay with each other. Do not get separated into singles. That's how these bastards get you. Keep your backs to each other. Keep your fronts faced at the shadows. Hey? Who's going first around the corner? Or do you let Macduff take the lead?
Evelyn will, gripping her umbrella tight,
All right.
being careful. She's gonna try and peek around before moving around it.
Chastity's gonna try and follow relatively close, but not like right there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think-
that's good
I
for
think
you.
Josie's going to take up the maybe closer to the rear and keeping an eye on behind us.
Okay.
And I also want to mention that I'm not carrying like my big bag of stuff, but I do have some of my my instruments on me. But I don't have the big bag. I have my gun and then some stuff in my pockets. But
Sounds good. Lord Macduff will step up as you step up to not let any of the women get too far ahead of him once he sees you moving. Evelyn, as you round the corner, you'll see all of the stalls are empty and waiting. And in the far distance, on the west side, you will see that there appears to be some large shapes dangling from the topiary in the garden section. Above you, you will hear the cries of birds that have been released from the zoo portion of this. Large ones, pelicans, gulls, cawing overhead, distracting you enough that you will not immediately hear the sound of what is coming at you. Can you make me a soak roll, please?
Okay.
That is very lucky.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty on soak is 6.
Okay. That's 6.
6 successes?
Yep.
Okay.
A 6, 3 7s, an 8, and a 9.
Can you do me a favor and make me a strength roll?
Okay. My one die. Hey, a 10.
Okay. You are not going to be knocked to the floor. As you round the corner and begin to take a step into the hallway, you will all hear the crack of a rifle round coming from the second floor of the east corridor. A rifle bullet is going to slam into the top of your shoulder, spinning you around. You're going to clutch the wall to prevent yourself from falling over. That rifle round would have been enough to kill a normal man. But
And it's
you
just
are no
damaged
man.
my shirt instead.
Not even because of your mesh, unless you wanted to.
Excellent. No, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I don't have any others. So.
The bullet will fall to the ground next to you, and you will see that there are a pair of shapes up in the second floor corridor with long guns poised. And with that, we are going to start initiative. So Josephine, you are first, rounding the corner just behind Evelyn. You will hear the shot that throws her against the wall. There's no blood.
good. Can I see the shooters if I?
Yes, you can. They're obscured, so it'll be a bit difficult to try to hit them from this angle. Also shooting up, but you can see them and try a shot at difficulty 8.
I would actually like to grab the piece of rope that I have and do Betrayal of the Burning Arrow.
Okay, you may do so on one of them. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
And so that will be uncanny. You know what? No one. It'll be elegant because this is the Victorian era and shit blows up.
Rifles are, yeah.
Rifles are temperamental, and these aren't their rifles. These are the rifles they picked off some guardsmen.
Right? Yeah.
So go ahead and do that. You're going to be at elegant, so that's going to be the what is the total value of the rote? It is forces. So
Forces 3, correspondence 1.
Okay, so you're going to be at difficulty of that is difficulty 7.
Okay.
Difficulty 6 because you're using your rope.
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, and
And
Yes.
quick question: Are
Okay.
you doing it at the? You can see two of them. One of them has a little plume of smoke rising from the tip of the rifle. The other one does not.
I'm doing it on the other one.
Okay, sounds good.
The one that hasn't fired yet, so hopefully, we have a moment before they fire again.
Okay. And how many successes are you trying for?
How much does this one... Hold on, I'm just looking for my mechanics on here. Oh, right. I was smart and put as per book for my mechanics. That's good job, me.
Okay. I love it when you do that to yourself, don't you?
Right.
Good job, me.
I mean, I don't need it to last for time. Hold on. I can pull it up in a second. There it is. Inflicts damage as normal forces attack, and in the process destroys the gun. Okay, so I'm just determining damage. Cool.
Cool.
So I'm going for, let's say, 3 successes. I haven't looked at my dice yet.
Sounds good. I trust you. So
Yeah.
your difficulty of, I believe I said 6.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so that's going to be an additional 5 points of damage because forces is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that just mean they take that much damage when they pull the trigger?
Yeah, basically I target a bullet or however it works, and it just backfires in the gun.
Sounds
So when
good.
they pull the trigger, they take the damage.
That is beautiful. Okay, so doing that, you're going to cast up into the one who has not fired yet, and then you still can move this round. Do you want to run down to the western corridor? Do you want to...
I want to stay where there's cover for now until I see what... I don't want to be surprised. So
Now, the central corridor of the Crystal Palace is multi-floored, but there is cover everywhere. About every 20 feet, there is a statue and statuary pillar that is a good 15 feet tall here. So
Cool.
every 10 feet. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm just going to share this in our chat so that you can get a sense of what this looked like back in the day. It's quite hard to describe because this place is so ornate. But I will also pop it in the Zoom chat. I'm sorry, YouTube and podcast. But Google the Crystal Palace and you'll understand. So I will try to explain what I'm seeing here. So it is a tremendous structure that is multi-leveled, actually going up from, looks like 3 floors, with a huge central corridor that would normally have, I would say that's probably 200 feet to either side of that central corridor that goes from north to south. East and west it's probably about 100 feet north and south, and about 200 to 300 feet east and west from the center. This place is huge, immense, and it is overgrown with all sorts of trees that have been brought inside. The upper floors are even more ornate, with overgrown vines and just general topiary. Central staircases are about near every edge. And there are fountains placed throughout. There are also quite large marble statues and just general stone statues, from the looks of it, of famous figures from English history. And it is a marvel to see. But there is plenty of room to take cover.
Cool. Then what I'm going to do is start to head down the hallway, heading for like the next thing of cover.
Okay.
Partially to tempt them into shooting at me, so that
sounds
it
good.
explodes.
And it has just been brought to my attention that if you're kind of picturing this, a multi-level mall, like a huge multi-level mall with a huge open section, is another good example of this. All right, so rushing forward, you're going to be able to move about. Oh God, how does speed work in Old World? I've totally blanked on this. Because in the new world, you have speed rating. I think you can move about. Oh God, what is it? How much can you move? Can you look that up, Jen?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. All right, so Darcie, it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so they're like above us on the side, like another level. They're higher.
Yes, they are on the second floor, over on the right. You saw that Josephine did something, calling up some magic, or at least muttering to herself, waving her hands up in the air, and then took off running to the left, heading toward the western wall.
Okay. Can I see someone?
You can see you can see the 2 riflemen on the 2nd floor.
Perfect. I think the one, if the timing would allow, I would like to aim and try and cast the Curse of Matcha on the one that is fired already to get him to double over in pain.
Okay.
With his cramps. So
Okay.
I would like to, as she's kind of running, she's gonna take her to find cover. She'll take her dagger and cut open her own arm, start chanting a little bit in Old Irish, and I would like to cast that on him.
Okay, so that is going to be Curse of Matcha's life 3. So that is going to be that's going to be uncanny, because that's weird.
It's actually life 2.
Is it only life 2?
I don't know what that mean. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be difficulty of. So before anything that lowers it, it is difficulty 7. So if I believe your moon phase lowers it by 2.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 5, and if you're using your mother's spell book, that will be lowering it to 4.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So yeah, I would like to go for 4 successes. I would like to do 1 for duration and then 3 to try and get 6 levels of bashing on him.
Sounds good.
Perfect. I rolled a 10, a 5, and an 8. So that is gonna be 4 successes.
Sounds fantastic.
So he is incapacitated as well, so he cannot do anything for the
He
turn.
is going to scream and fall to the ground, and as he does, the rifle is going to tumble from his grip, falling down to the 1st floor, head over heel. As it does, it is going to slam into its butt, firing off into the Crystal Palace, creating this tremendous echo as it does. Can you do me a favor? Can you roll soak, please?
Yeah. Could you remind me what that is?
So roll
again
your
for
stamina.
Stamina. Okay.
And it's difficulty 6.
Okay. Well, that's just a... Oh, no, just kidding. That's gonna be 1 success.
1 success. Okay, you are going to take 2 points of bashing damage,
Okay.
which is going to manifest in the form of ear pain. From the sound of the gunshot, you're going to feel blood start to drip out of your ears as the echo is going to strike you directly. And you
So,
you're going to have
just for... I'm asking how to fill out the sheet for does bashing cross,
Bashing
or does
is-
it do 2 level down?
It's so you always go down, and basically the
Yep.
way it works is you do a slash for bashing, you do an X for
Yep.
lethal.
Yep.
The heaviest damage is at the top. So
Okay.
right now you would have X slash slash.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's...
Basically, like the lighter damage sinks to the bottom
okay.
and gets compressed. So if you took so much bashing that you couldn't take any more, all
Yep.
new incoming bashing would be lethal, etc.
Okay, perfect.
And
okay. Sounds great.
you subtract the dice listed in the minus next to that column
Yeah, okay.
from any roll except for magic rolls.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that.
And as the bullet ricochets against the wall next to your head, it is going to strike one of the oil lamps near you, and that is going to explode. I would like all of you to make me a dexterity and athletics roll. In the meanwhile, though, the sound of that is going to harm you. You are going to be, personally, Darcie, at a +2 difficulty for anything regarding hearing until I tell you otherwise. As you literally took Straight's burn to your eardrums.
I threw the distance per turn in our chat. So I don't, because if I was running, I don't know how far this.
I think you could definitely be able to jog, so that's 45 feet. That's pretty damn good. So you're about a quarter of the way there, at least. So that's good. So you are going to... Jen, unless you botch this roll, you're fine.
Okay.
This is difficulty 6. Everybody else...
I did not botch.
Cool.
Oh, Jesus.
1 success.
3 for Evelyn.
3 for Darcie.
I got 5 successes. I'm
Okay,
good.
yeah, you're fine.
Nice.
Chastity, that fireball is going to explode and is going to it is going to catch the side of your shirt on fire. I need you to do me a favor, and can you make me? I'm gonna say make me a wits and survival roll reflexively.
Okay, so I have no survival.
Then you roll
So
wits
just
at wits at difficulty 7.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success. All right. On your turn, you will know that stop, drop, and roll does work.
Okay.
That was not common knowledge, by the way, throughout history, which is kind of weird to think about. So the lamp next to you is going to explode, tossing kerosene into the air that will start raining down on you. You'll all duck out of the way except for Chastity, who's going to get a glob of the stuff on the side of your shirt that's going to start burning through into your flesh. If you don't roll off soon, that's going to immediately start burning you. Here's the worst part, though. This has been a very cruel winter to the plants inside of the Crystal Garden. And as the kerosene or petrol or whatever it is in this day and age, whale oil, I don't know, expands over the pavilion, it will begin to light, setting off a chain reaction, a fire inside of here. And Darcie, you have 0 points of paradox now.
Oh! Okay.
As a wildfire begins to sweep across the second floor and down atop of you. Okay, so Darcie, that is your turn. Curse of Matcha worked just fine. And are you doing any movement?
Yeah, I think I was trying to run over in a similar direction to Josephine.
Sounds good. You can easily do that. All right, Evelyn, it is your turn.
Okay, so there's one still up there, I believe.
The one who took the shot at you has collapsed to the ground. Another one is taking aim right now and has leveled their gun actually directly at Josephine, who made some rude gestures at their direction.
Okay. Can I take like my coat and just kind of try and smother the thing on Chastity's shoulder?
Yeah, you can do so as an action. Yeah.
And am I at the same time able to then move in front of Josephine?
You are able to, yeah, you can start, like, you can beat her out and then run.
Oh, okay, Josephine's really moved.
Josephine is a good, like, 40 feet away at this point.
Okay.
At least.
But
you can put Chastity out. She won't take any damage until the beginning of her turn, so...
Yeah, I'll turn and put Chastity out right away.
That sounds good.
Because Evelyn does not know if Chastity knows what to do to get rid of fire on you.
I will say that the scientist does not have to roll for putting themselves out. I think out of anybody here, you would have the most chance of knowing how to put out a sudden explosive fire.
It's not like I've caused a lot of
Unless it was caused by
before.
wax, in which case I'd give it to Chastity. All right, so you put her out. Do you continue moving on, or do you stick with her?
I will stay with her instead of splitting up too much, because it looks like Darcie is kind of aiming to
Sounds
go
good.
towards Josephine as well.
Darcie has ran to Josephine, if I'm not mistaken, and is
Yeah,
spotted
so
down
that
next
way
to
I
her.
don't want to leave
Okay.
Chastity by herself.
What I'll say is that if Chastity moves, you'll move.
Okay.
Because life doesn't work in turns. Chastity, you are suddenly smothered with a coat and just smacked repeatedly. But the fire doesn't burn you.
Okay, so keeping an eye on where the incoming attacks are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take better cover, I think, if we can.
Mm-hmm.
And neither. I know it's hard to see because it's dark and all that, but now
No,
on
it's
fire.
not anymore.
It's on fire now and smoky, but none of them... I want to see if I can feel where that mage is, or do like a mind... Like, I don't have correspondence, but can I do a mind effect to look for mind patterns?
You haven't seen his mind pattern
Well, I was kind of thinking for like a baby or baby-esque type thing, or just figure out where the patterns are. I don't know if I can do that, though.
So it would be line of sight, but this is the Crystal Palace, where everything is line of sight inside of here, unless it's deliberately obscured. So, yes, you may. That would be Mind 1 to detect mind patterns.
Okay.
And basically,
like to
if
do
you
that.
have a way of hearing or otherwise sensing the existence of the creature, for example, if you could hear them and they were hiding behind a crate, you would not have to hear them in advance. But if it was inside of sensory range, you'd be able to detect them. So that will be difficulty of 4, 3 if you have a specialty. A specialty instrument.
Focus?
Yeah.
For mind, I mean, it's just her. At this point, she's just. You know what? I think she's gonna like reach out to some of the fire if there's some near her, and just like not actually to the point where she burns herself, but she's gonna get some of that singeing kind of like.
Okay, so it
That
is
sharp,
going.
like, yeah.
So you're gonna feel the heat for a moment. Focus on the pain.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me the roll.
Okay.
Difficulty of 3.
1 success.
Okay, 1 success. So that will flare and last for a round. As you look around, you will see the bare flicker of a barely formed mind to the west.
West. Keep going west.
You can see
Is
it. It's
what
on the
she'll-
2nd floor, near a spiraling staircase around the corner, and you will just be able to make out the shape of a tall, broad, heavy, great-cloaked figure rushing up a spiral staircase in the middle of the flames. So
Stairs.
you're going to just barely see that through the glass.
Yeah, the stairs over to the west. Let's go.
Okay.
And she's just gonna kind of hunker down and try and move a little bit.
Sounds good. All right, so
Evelyn will move with her.
Okay, you and Evelyn rush to the west, moving up next to your other compatriots. As you do, you are going to hear a tremendous scream echo out as several people round the corner. They're all dirty, disheveled, and dressed in long, flowing cloaks. As they round the corner, they yell and draw. This is from the eastern corridor, mind you. They yell and draw blades. There must be at least half a dozen of them. You yelled the baby is that way?
I didn't say baby, I just said west, to the west, upstairs. Like,
Dinesh is going to turn the corner and shout, "I'll buy you time," and will dodge over toward the horde of what look like cultists rushing from the east. Macduff will turn. Don't die. Best advice I can give. And is going to round the corner. And no one's alone. And goes to help Dinesh take on, 6 armed thugs. Well, that took care of that. With that, directly ahead of you, do you just spend the next round running? All of you?
I would like you to give me a description of the fire.
The fire is... So actually, pardon me, I forgot something because at the end of the round, something else happens. You will almost... The camera will zoom up to the 2nd floor as a slide is pulled on a rifle. I've got you, you bitch. And then you will hear a cacophonous explosion as a rifle explodes in one of the cultists' faces. As the chamber erupts, filling his face with shrapnel and spreading his brains across the glass behind him.
Rifles are such dangerous things.
It's really
They
true.
really are.
So the fire is beginning to spread. It's erupting out of these lamps like Roman candles at this point. The wildfire is spreading quickly. You think that this entire place will be ablaze within 10 minutes? And it's falling to the ground like glitter.
I want to do something dumb. I have a rote that is extinguish fire. And I could probably, what I want to do is I want to make sure Macduff and Dinesh are protected from the fire if I could put out enough to make some sort of fire break.
Oh, just for them?
Mostly for them, yeah. I don't care about anyone else or the building.
Okay,
but...
sounds, you can definitely try.
Cool.
So what I'm going to say is that this one is going to be catastrophic because this is caused by the Straits.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
What Straits?
Exactly. So I need you to do me a favor, and that is going to be difficulty 5 plus your forces.
Okay. That is... That's... Difficulty
Yeah, I was also worrying about forces as well. Myself helping to put out the fire.
So that's difficulty 7. I am going to spend a point of quintessence, and I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay. And you're just going for power on this?
That's all it is. Power goes into the size of the individual flames. Zero power is like 0 successes needed for a candle, effectively.
Okay.
Is what it says. But so I'm. Oh shoot, my character sheet. Oh well, it's down there now. So I'm going for. Yeah, like. I don't know how many successes would put this out. So I'm thinking like 4 successes because it's just all going into power.
Sure.
And I'm basically just trying to kill fire.
Like in an area around them. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That is with my willpower 3 successes.
3 successes. All right, and that is going to be 2 points of Straits going off. Okay, how to explain this? I think it's time to change the music, actually, because congrats.
Yeah.
It is going to be this track. As you call forth forces, you see Dinesh and Lord Macduff engage. Dinesh unsheaths his kukri. Lord Macduff pulls the blade free from the scabbard. And as you look over there, you summon the forces around you to quell the fire that is raging, the inferno that is grasping at them. And as you do, there is a... and you are going to push it back, extinguishing the flame as if blowing out the candles on a cake in a big dome around them. And as you do, the flame is going to burst out and the smoke is going to coalesce above it. And you are going to see, forming in the smoke, a half-visible figure made of smoke and flame that looks down at you with disapproval. As you look up, you will see a long, jagged nose, a deep cleft chin, as this devil stares down at you with its incandescent smoke bat wings and snarls. All of you are going to see this, by the way. An actual demon has been summoned. It is a small one, about the size of a 7-year-old child. In fact, even looks slightly cherubic in its own way, although emaciated and wreathed in flame and soot. And I'm going to roll initiative for it. Ooh, hey. And it is going to snarl at you and give you one of these. Wag its finger at you in disapproval. So, hey, guess what? You don't have any more Straits. You don't have any more Paradox.
Yay. I mean, obviously, this was a trap set by this monster we're coming to fight, right?
You'll learn by book 5, I'm sure. By book 5. Okay.
I mean, it just so happens these are easily explainable.
This is true. All right, so that was your turn. Are you going to keep progressing after you do the?
Yeah. I'll move with the group as
Okay.
kind of a, so that if the fire starts like rushing towards us, essentially, that I can protect us.
Sounds good. And Darcie, it is your turn as the group begins to move toward the west. You are going to hear the sound of a baby wailing in the distance still. What do you do?
I think she's gonna continue running up the stairs, but I would like to try and use forces to direct existing elements, and I would like to try and concentrate the fire on the 6 guys, the thugs.
Ooh, I think that's a bit big for you at the moment.
Okay.
Because you're not like right next to them. You could like increase like the problem is that a lot of that has been cleared out by Josephine's effect.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd have a better shot at doing a shield of some kind, probably, and just like making that fire doesn't like attack anyone particular at this range.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, I will try and create a. Yeah, I guess direct the elements like around us if I can do that.
Sure. You gonna try multiple people?
If I can.
All right, so
surround
that
a
is
little
going to
bubble.
be an additional success required per person that you're trying to affect.
Okay, so 3, and then I guess what power would I need? Or I guess it'd be going for duration, right?
It'd be duration and power because you would want to be able to absorb more of the damage.
Okay.
So you are going to want at least 3, 4. You're going to want at least 5 successes.
All right. I'm going to go with 5 successes. I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay. And this is going to be at a difficulty of you are not practiced with this. This is a new situation, so I'm going to give you a concentration penalty on this. Then that is going to be at difficulty of 3. It's elegant because you're just not getting burned. I think that's fair. So that's going to be... also, hello, Raid. Good to see you. So that is going to be difficulty 3 plus forces 2. So your difficulty of 5. Then your difficulty 4 because... Or your difficulty 6. And then you're using your mom's spellbook for this?
Yep.
Okay, you're difficulty 5. Oh,
and then also, it's magic. It's moon time, baby.
It's moon time. Okay. And do you have how many effects up right now? 2?
I just have the strength. That's all I
Okay,
have
so then
right
you
now.
have difficulty 4, please.
Perfect. Okay. So I have 1 success already. All right.
All right, give it to me. So, difficulty 4, you need at least 5 successes.
Yep.
What'd you
I
get?
got a 6, and a 10. Plus
6,
the willpower is 5.
You actually did it?
I did it.
Holy shit.
I did it.
I mean, blimey, congratulations. As you summon up this magic, that is actually not going to be, it's going to be elegant as you're doing this. All of you are going to have 4 dice of soak for fire. Oh, pardon me, you're going to have 6 dice of soak for fire by the way that I... No, you're going to have 4 dice. You're going to have 4 dice of soak because it's going to last for the scene.
Is that stack?
Yes. Yes, it does. You are basically immune to fire. And as you are doing this, you are going to be rushing up the stairwell to your right. As you round the corner, though, there is a surprise for you there. As you are going into the flaming topiary above, inside of the Crystal Palace, you are going to hear a noise that you definitely were not expecting. A low, throaty and I need you to make me a dexterity and athletics check. As you said, you were the first one heading up the stairs. As you round the corner at the top of the landing, a leopard is going to leap at you. Because exotic pets are great. So
I was
Dex and
thinking when you
athletics?
first said about the birds all being released.
Yep, I was wondering. I
Oh
was wondering
shit,
what
were the
other
rest of the animals released?
okay. Oh,
Dex and athletic.
yes, please.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 6.
Oh boy, that's 1 success.
Okay, so my strength is 4. Okay, here we go. Do you have anything on that allows you to soak lethal damage?
I don't believe so. I think I can reflexively do stuff for ag for life, but I don't think I can do lethal.
Okay, I'm going to be nice, and then I'm going to choose to re-roll. You are... How many health boxes do you have left?
That are not touched, I have
Yes.
4.
Okay. There is going to be a sudden blur of motion as this creature rounds the corner, dives at you, and is going to hit you across the chest for 5 points of lethal damage. So what that means is that you are going to count down your health boxes. So what you're going to do is you are going to... you have 2 points of bashing right now, right?
I have 2 bashing, then 1 lethal.
Okay,
From
so what
the-
you're going to do is you're going to count down 5 X's into the bashing.
Okay.
Say, how many... do you have any empty spots left? You should still have 1 health box remaining that is empty.
Yes.
Okay, your slash of bashing goes in there, which means that you're going to be unconscious.
Oh boy.
You are
Okay.
exactly unconscious as you look up. This jaguar is... I'm going to say jaguar. We're going to go with jaguar. This jaguar leaps down the stairs and embeds its claws in Darcie's chest, pinning her to the ground. And, of course, that does mean that the spells are going to burst. So you are not immune to fire anymore. So Darcie, that is happening. Evelyn, as you are rushing up the stairs, you are going to see this cat leap in the way and ride Darcie to the ground.
Okay.
Darcie, you may choose to spend a willpower next round to remain conscious. That is the only way you can stay conscious, basically, as this thing is tearing into your chest.
Melee attack and hit it over the head with my umbrella. Thank you very much.
I think that's pretty great. So make me a Dex and Brawl roll, or pardon me, Dex and Melee roll.
Excellent.
How does it only have that much athletics?
What is the difficulty?
Difficulty 6, and I failed.
4 successes.
Okay, so what I need you
I
to roll...
bonk it real good.
Roll me strength plus 3 plus whatever your umbrella is worth in damage.
Plus 3. I have no idea what my umbrella is worth in damage.
If you're using it as a bonk, it is made of lead. So
It's
I'm gonna say it's a
yeah,
plus.
it's like a steel or lead bar, essentially.
I'm gonna say it's a plus 2.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll strength plus 5.
Okay. That's a lot of 10s.
Oh crap!
One moment.
No, remember you do not have a strength specialty.
No, I do not. However, that is still 4 10s, a 9 and a 6.
Big bonk.
One sec.
Oh, big bonk.
Are you stabbing or are you bonking?
Well, come to think of it, actually, the tip of my umbrella is sharpened to a very fine point.
Yeah, this is the point of using that umbrella as such.
Yes, so if it has kind of reared back to come back down and on top of Darcie,
it is going to rip her throat out.
I am going to stab right through its soft, squishy neck.
You are actually going to hit better than... How much damage is that? Then 6?
Difficulty 6?
Yeah. That was 6.
6.
Okay, you are actually going to get the 1 in a million shot and catch it at the base of the skull, punching the tip of your umbrella a good 5 inches into the back of its skull and cracking not only the skull, but severing the tip of the spine. The jaguar is going to die.
She's gonna do, it would have been one of those kind of, straight out, fencing type lunges.
Yeah. This jaguar falls as a hunk of beautiful savage predator. on top of your bloodied friend. Like, it is a tragedy this animal had to die this way, but my god, that was a good hit. And I'm going by the book here. Like, that is literally a death hit. Damn.
Well done.
All right. Chastity, it is your turn. What do you do?
I wasn't expecting this, so
I think Evelyn just shrieked while she did that too. Like, no words, just shrieked.
I want to see this movie.
Jassie's gonna try and pull Darcie out from under the jaguar.
Yep, you may easily do so. She is bleeding profusely. You can see her rib cage.
Is anything probably not much I can do here.
You could try medicine. You could try smelling salts to keep her conscious.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I'll try medicine.
Okay, give me a wits and medicine roll to not panic.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this is difficulty of 8 in the moment.
Just spend a willpower.
Sounds great.
And I got a single 10.
Single 10?
Yeah, plus the willpower.
Okay,
So I guess
that'll
that's 2.
work. So here is the deal. Robin, I'm gonna say that you can spend a point of willpower right now to remain conscious.
Yeah.
Okay. Technically, that kind of goes over the willpower return thing, but so your effects will still be up, but you have to spend a point of willpower every round until you heal to stay conscious.
Oh, don't worry. That's the first thing that I'm going
Sounds
to
good.
be doing is touching myself.
Perfect. So Chastity is going to apply pressure, and that was 1 success?
2 with the willpower.
2. All right. So you are going to staunch the blood flow, and that's going to hurt enough that Robin will be able to spend that willpower and stay conscious, even though she already did.
Yeah, I might have tried to cauterize, like in an emergency kind of thing.
There's plenty of fire nearby, but unfortunately, it won't work.
All right. Sorry.
You try to plunge the fire in, and it'll just go out before it touches the wound.
If you express that, Evelyn will mention, "Oh, well, I have something that makes 2 pieces of matter of a like type bound together.
Just do it.
It might hurt, but
Just do it.
Eee.
And that's all she's gonna. And I think that's all she's gonna do. I don't know if there's anything else I can do.
All right, and with that, I need a big favor. One moment, please. I have to pull out a book. Okay, so there we go. Flaming Skulls. That's the same thing, right?
oh shit.
Uh-oh.
So, around the corner, as you are rushing up the stairs, Josephine, keeping an eye on your rear, basically, so you don't get snuck up on, there is going to be a scream as this devilish creature launches around the corner and is going to hurl a ball of fire at you. You can make me a Dex and Athletics roll to dodge out of the way.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So...
Difficulty of
6.
6. Cool. Well, that's 4 successes.
Okay, you are going to dive up the stairwell. You're basically going to be Solid Snake in Sons of Liberty, just like jumping up the stairs and rolling. And the stairwell beneath you is going to be hit by a blob of molten fire that is going to rip through the steel of the stairs and turn it into slag beneath you. But you are going to be completely clear and are going to roll free, coming to your feet just in time to see Evelyn puncture the spine of a jaguar and Chastity do for immediate first aid. And we are
Can I say one quick thing?
It's your initiative, actually.
Awesome. Our escape route is compromised.
Gain a willpower back.
Yay!
Which, on that note, the willpower buy does say that we can buy for our friends, but not for ourselves.
Yes, you may buy for your friends. I'll limit it to 1 each if you're a player, though.
Okay. Did Darcie need it?
I've been bought one. I'm only down 1 right now at the
Okay.
point, so I'd save it if we need it.
Okay.
I did see that random bought me thing, so I was down 2, now I'm only down 1 willpower. So
I need a way to spend my points.
It's true. It's true.
Fair.
Nice.
By his willpower.
All right, so Josephine, it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay. Yeah.
You start to hear a baby crying in the distance, about 100 feet away from you on this top floor.
Okay. Darcy's still. Well, Darcy's up, but.
Darcie is. Her eyes are open. That's what you know.
Yes. Actually, Darcy's eyes are open, so we still have the heat shield, which is great. I'm gonna wait until we get Darcy either up and moving or safe, because there's something behind us spitting fireballs at us.
True.
And there's something, and we were told not to split up. And while I really want to go after that, I also feel like I feel like I'm the best to defend us against the fireballs.
Probably.
Not that it's my fault, because it's not. But
okay. It's not, definitely not. Okay,
no.
So then you can hold your action. Darcie.
Actually, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, you may.
Would I be able to counterspell any of the fireballs at all? Or unravel them?
Yes, technically, because you can technically counter magic disciplines. So, I'll say if you fail, it's going to be really bad for you because this is a paradox spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can always try, get that hubris running. But yeah, you
Let's
can.
do
So,
it.
do you want to prepare to do that?
I'm going to prepare to do that.
Okay. All right. So, Darcie, then it is going to be your turn. You look down and can see blood gushing out of these wounds on your chest. What do you do?
She's gonna look at herself, and she's gonna say, "Matter with you," and I would like to heal myself, please.
Okay, so I am gonna give you a full distraction penalty on this. So what is?
Fair.
So you're gonna be at difficulty 6 base to do this casting. Pardon me, you're gonna be at
Okay.
difficulty 7 base to do this casting, plus the distraction penalty, which is gonna bring you up to difficulty 10, because you're basically unconscious. However, what do you have in your favor? You have your mother's spellbook, difficulty 9.
Yep.
You have your moon, which is difficulty -2.
Yep.
Okay, you are at difficulty of 7. You can spend quintessence, I'll say, to lower it a little more if you want.
Yeah, I have 1 point of quintessence. Yeah, I'll spend that to lower it, and I'll
Sounds
spend a willpower to gain success.
So you had to spend the willpower to stay conscious,
it's
so you
per
can't.
turn. Okay, yes, okay. Makes
Yeah.
sense, yeah. Okay, cool. Oh
Okay.
boy.
So you're at difficulty 6.
Okay. Oh, please.
You just need 1 success. You got 4 successes.
10, 8, 7.
Okay, you are going to. There's going to be you're going to take 1 point of paradox from this for sure. But there
Fair.
is going to be a rush down your body as your flesh begins to knit. It is going to completely heal the wound in your chest over, as well as your bashing damage. You're going to be left with the 1 point of pattern bleed still, because that will not heal until you
Yep.
drop your strength.
Yep.
But all you will have are old, like 10-year-old scars across your chest. You can probably get rid of those later, but
Yeah.
this heals naturally.
Yeah. All right. Bad kitty, let's go.
All right, so getting up, you can start moving. Good freaking job there.
She's gonna hold back this time. She'll wait for everyone else, but she'll stay kind of in like the front middle this time. She kind of was like, shit.
Sounds good. So, Josephine, since you were holding your action, do you want to just keep holding your action to watch the demon, or do you have something you want to do now?
No, I'll just. I'm gonna keep being prepared to either misdirect fireballs or unravel them. Or unravel them is my first go-to, which because it's bigger, it's fun.
Fair. All right.
But yeah.
So I'll hold off on that then. So, Evelyn, it is your turn now. So you'll instinctively clean the blood off your umbrella.
Yes, of course.
Okay. What do? You're on the landing of a stairwell headed to the 2nd floor of the Crystal Palace. Darcie is back on her feet and is prepared to keep moving.
Okay.
What do you do?
I just keep moving.
Okay. Moving up to the top floor, you are going to be able to see there are a pair of men in dark cloaks up here with pistols drawn. As you reach the top, you still have partial cover. Do you want to duck down or do something to them? They're about 20 feet away along the railing. However, as you reach the top, being the first one to do so, you're going to see along the railing up here, it leads down to among the topiary and all of the agriculture, all of the gardening here. There is a central spiral staircase that leads higher up into it, and a man in a gray cloak carrying a baby is climbing it right now. This is about 80 feet away from you, past these two men. The man climbing the stairs is not wearing a hood, but is wearing an executioner's hood that covers his face.
Okay,
So
so
these
we need
men
to
are
basically
about-
deal with these two fast.
Yes,
Get
they're about
by
20 feet from you. They have partial cover. They're kind of like crouching and preparing to shoot you with pistols.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Most of my stuff is fairly close range, I think.
20 feet, you can reach up to them. But then you're point blank with them.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also fairly bulletproof at the moment, so it's a coin toss.
Okay.
Beneath you, you can hear the sound of metal on metal and burning as as you reach this floor. By the way, it is getting harder to see and breathe. However, the rooftop of this is definitely high enough that you are getting a few more minutes of smoke dispersal.
Okay. So I do have the disintegrate an object rote.
Okay.
Now I used, I believe, basically an acid to do that.
Yes.
So one that's minor enough that it wouldn't actually technically hurt a person, but
Well, different things dissolve different things, right?
exactly, it works.
there-
It works very well on metal.
I would remind you that there's an episode of Breaking Bad where the entire plot of the episode is what type of plastic bin you have to use to dissolve a body. And Jesse buys the wrong one and ends up the plastic bin burns through the floor of the house and the body goes with it. Well, what is left of the slurry that is the body? It is a fantastic episode.
It's like episode 2.
Yeah, it's like
something.
it's like really early on, and it was like one of those science
Stupidly.
moments where you're like,
So if they're really close to each other, I would like to, I think, could I throw my thing of
Sure.
the acid to hit their guns?
if you throw it, you'll have to make an attack roll to try to hit it.
Okay.
If you rush up, you can just spray it.
Sure. Let's
Okay.
just do it. I'm just
Let's just
gonna
do it.
run
Okay.
out there with my umbrella out.
Sounds good. All right. So what I need you to do is make me an arete roll that is going to be at difficulty of. This is just destroying it. That's going to be uncanny. So you're at
It's
difficulty.
entropy 3, matter 3 to do it,
Okay. So that
and I'm
is.
spritzing a thing onto it.
You're at difficulty of
essentially, or
8.
pouring. Difficulty 8. Okay.
Difficulty 8. Your
Can I spend a
specialty.
willpower?
You may spend a willpower. Do you have any quintessence?
I do not think I have any quintessence left.
Okay. Is this a specialty focus or instrument?
No.
Okay. So then you're
I
going to
don't
be.
think so. We basically developed a way that the rope worked, but not that I don't think the item itself was particularly special beyond the
Okay. so
the
that's gonna-
descriptive way that it works.
That will be difficulty 8 then.
Okay.
Yes.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, the gun is going to take. It does not have that
Each
many
successive
health bonuses,
damage inflicts 2 levels of ag.
which is going to affect its structure, and a gun that size does not have more than 4 points of structure. So spraying this, he is going to raise the pistol, and you're going to spray. What the fuck? And he's going to raise the pistol, push it against your forehead, and pull the trigger as it dissolves into gray sludge in his hand. There's the briefest moment that you have a little ring on your forehead from where the gun presses into you, and then it's just slurry dripping down. Doesn't even get on you.
Oh yeah, well if the bullet didn't even puncture my blouse.
Yep. So you have 3 points of paradox total now. So that is going to do you. And Chastity. It is your turn. So,
Now, I feel like we've been wasting an awful lot of time.
oh god.
I only have time to, but also what? I'm just,
What would you like
Am
to
I
do?
able to do that? I only have mind 2.
You can compel aggression at a target, yeah. Or you can use mind to obscure someone's immediate thought.
I mean, that's
Or-
a brilliant idea. Or I could try and see if I can get somewhere faster, maybe.
You get a little
Myself?
faster, but
Okay.
not as fast as like time 3.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
you could just
I like
psychic
your.
blast people.
I do like that idea a lot.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So who can I see in front of me?
Right now, you can see the man with the baby is rushing ahead about 80 feet. You'll be able to see him, but there is a man with a pistol. There's a man without a pistol now, and directly, like about 5 feet away, turning a gun on Evelyn, who is right next to his partner, is another man with a gun.
And that. So yeah, can I incite the one with the gun to turn and shoot his partner?
Yeah. How do you do
How
that?
do I-
Is it a prayer? Is it?
This is a prayer about villain, like something along the lines of like villains targeting villains and protect those, kind of thing.
Cool. You're difficulty 3.
Beautiful. Should I spend?
For
I'm gonna
reasons.
spend a willpower.
Oh yes.
Um.
I'm gonna make an attack roll. 1 sec.
Okay. I was thinking, does quintessence drop me down even further, or should I just roll?
No, you
can't go
can
below
never
3.
go beneath 3.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll these 3 dice then. Let's see. Oh fuck, that's bad for me.
Is it difficulty 3? What'd you get?
A 3 and 2 ones?
That's only a failure.
Is it? With oh yeah, because I spent the willpower. Thank
Yep.
goodness for that. Well, that sucks.
I mean, that was just a flat fail.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
praying. So you're going to pray to your god, and your prayer is not answered. As he raises the gun and fires into Evelyn, which Evelyn, you can make a dex and dodge roll. You're close enough,
Or just soak it.
or you just soak it.
Where's dodge?
So dex and athletics.
Okay, I was kind of going.
Sorry, they
huh?
replaced it. They replaced dodge with athletics in the new edition. So it
Well,
always...
you know what? I have more dice for soak.
Okay, you can do both. That's the thing.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yep. You can always try to jump out of the way. You can only jump out of the way of bullets that are within basically about 10 feet of you. When you
So
see
like, I
some,
can kind of try and shove the hand out of the way and while moving
basically,
the other way.
if someone is like, he's almost point blank with you.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
6.
Okay, 3 successes on dodging.
Okay, he is going to hit you. He got 5 successes on the hit. So
Okay.
you are going to take a shot. I need you to roll me your soak. Full soak, please.
Okay, so that is my 6. Doesn't include the fire
yes.
because that's
Yeah,
different.
it's 6 at 6.
6 at 6, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 7. 5.
Okay. You are going to take another bullet directly in the side, and you're going to hear this as it hits the ground next to you. Damn it, that was a really good shot, too. Damn it. Okay. Behind, you are going to hear Josephine backing up the stairs as this creature begins flooding the area around with fire, its tiny feet clanging on the side of the metal stairs. It begins speaking in Enochian to you. A lot of words that you don't know, but some of them are like pathetic, magus, arrogant, burn, You're getting the idea. And
I mean, I do have several points in Enochian.
oh, did you actually buy points of Enochian?
Okay. Yeah, I have 3.
Oh, fantastic! I forgot. Sorry.
I'm fluent.
So you're not fluent. You're You're definitely conversational. Conversational with this demon who's going to say, "Ugly, impudent, arrogant mage. I'm going to leave a mark on you. You'll soon not forget."
In Enochian back, be quiet.
All right. He's going to try to summon a fireball and hit you with it.
Cool. I'm going to try and make him not do that.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. So I'm going to roll mine.
What am I looking for to...
So for counter magic, you are going to roll your Rattray at a difficulty of 6. Every success will be a counter magic.
Cool. Can I spend a willpower?
Yep.
Awesome. I will do that. That's 5 successes.
It summons the ball of fire into its cherubic hands, begins spinning it around, and screams at you as you say that. And how does your magic work? How do you counter magic this?
Well, because it's fire, I would probably default to taking the piece of rope that I have and starting to unravel it as though I'm unraveling the working here.
Okay.
While probably actually talking to it in Enochian because it's talking to me in Enochian. But something equivalent to where's my actual Latin one here? Because I have like to the waves, which is basically saying to hell with you. Ad undus. So like.
Okay.
Actually, no. Sorry, I'm going with this one, which is adversus solemne loquitur, which is do not speak against the sun.
This is not going to be good for your ego at this point. As it prepares to hurl the glob at it, and you yell that in your Latin, it is going to flinch as it goes to throw, and instead the ball is going to collapse onto it. And in a puff of steam and smoke, it is going to vanish back into the ether because you got 5 successes and I botched.
I saw your face.
I was like, I can't believe this. I got 2, 4, 5, 5, 1 on my roll.
See, this is why I don't believe in the straights.
This is probably
doesn't exist.
Definitely true. Okay, so that is going to be your action from last round done, and it is going to be the top of the initiative as you hear more fighting down below. Josephine, it's your turn again.
So I heard gunshots behind me.
You did.
Can I turn and see if there's a target to shoot?
There are 2 targets. One of them looks like they're holding something directly to Evelyn's face. The other one is firing into her from a distance.
Cool. I will.
Probably the one that's point blank.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot that one.
Okay, give it to me at difficulty of 8 because your friend is right there.
Cool. Yes, this is what I'm
To give
doing.
you a peek behind the screen right now, our Zoom chat is entirely players saying that they want every sphere.
Yes.
I want this, and I want this, and I want this.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so that is going to be roll me your damage plus 1.
Let me double check my damage. I have it on this sheet here. Where are you? Here we go. Oh, that's helpful. Thank you to whatever this chart decided to do and just, like, erase everything on me.
I dislike.
Good job. Yeah, that's... What does this say? It's a heavy revolver, so I can't remember what the damage is on that, but, because this chart is no longer working for me. Yay.
Heavy revolver is, it's either 5 or 6. It's 5, I believe.
Sure, let's go with that.
So you're going to roll 6 points of damage.
Cool. Yeah, there. 4 successes.
4 success. Okay. You are going to catch him high and tight in the shoulder, shattering his collarbone and hurling him to the ground. If he is not dead, he is definitely in extreme pain as he falls to... You know what? It is going to spin him over, and from the edge of the railing where this fight with Evelyn is going to take place, he is going to tumble over the railing. And if he is not dead, he will be in a moment as he tumbles into the ground. And you will hear a sickening crack as his neck snaps like a chicken bone. There is one remaining up there. And Darcie.
Hi. Darcie Smash.
Okay.
If I was in D&D, I'd be like, I would like to rage, and I would like to punch this guy.
Okay,
Really
so
fucking hard.
to rush up and punch him, what you are going to do is a dex and brawl roll. Unless you are grappling him.
Then that'd be strength.
It is strength and brawl to grapple. According to the book, I literally pulled it up to know what you could do with strength instead.
Cool. Yeah, I would like to grapple. Would there be any point of me using forces to infuse my fists? For a grapple?
Maybe not for a grapple, but you could raise your ability to throw him like a fool.
Sure.
You just grapple him right over the railing.
Yeah, I would like to grab him and toss him.
Okay, you can try to make... I would say just make the roll at this point.
Okay.
You don't need the magic, and it's the risk of a botch
Okay.
is
Yeah,
probably
fair.
worse.
Fair. Okay.
So
I'm gonna roll strength and
strength
brawl.
and brawl. So 7
Okay.
plus your brawl.
Yep. That's 9 dice.
Okay.
Alright.
You can choose to inflict damage beginning on the next turn, or you can choose... so you can crush or hold. I'll allow you to throw at this with this level of strength.
Perfect. Okay.
Or you could just try to grab him by the throat and crush it.
I would like to crush, because I have the thing I chose was for inflicting damage for my
Sounds good.
specialty.
Okay, so you're going to make the attack to hit first.
Yep. What's my difficulty? Holy
Difficulty
shit.
is going to be 6 to try to grab him.
Holy shit. Okay.
So this is going to be gross because of the way this works.
Yeah, 10s don't explode yet, right?
They do not explode yet, no.
Yeah, okay, fine. A little sad, because I rolled 2 of them. That's gonna be 6 successes.
Okay, so we are going to pre-roll damage.
Okay.
So you are going to roll as you run up and clinch him. So I said you could do the damage this turn because you're just overwhelmingly strong. So it'll actually happen right now. I want you to roll me strength plus 3.
Okay.
And so I believe you're rolling 10 dice
Yeah, I'm rolling
of
10
damage.
dice.
All of it can explode.
Holy shit. Okay. Come on, 10s. Come on, 10s. Come on, 10s. Okay. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6.
I start off with 9 successes before I re-roll my 10s.
Okay, would you... how are you
Another
rushing up
10?
to...
Alright, that's gonna be...
I'm gonna need some description on what happens here.
Okay.
So are you just grabbing him by the neck?
Yeah, I think Darcie's just gonna run up and...
So he is
actually-
leaning against a bit of statuary right now behind him.
Yeah, I would actually... I don't know if this would have been... I would like, because she did the beautiful kick to Lord Macduff's face. I would love her to, if in any way possible, if she could do like a kick to the throat.
Nope, because you were
Okay,
specifically
fine, then it's
grappling.
dex. Yep, fine. Yep, grapple. That's fine. So yeah, she's gonna just like run up, not really knowing her own strength, I think.
Yeah,
She's
I've
just
actually...
gonna-
Yep.
Yeah, so she's just gonna run and just like go for like the throat grapple, and maybe she's meaning just to push him up against the thing.
You
and
are...
with her strength.
There
it's
is
gonna,
going
like,
to be
crush.
a crunching noise. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for a... Okay. Pushing him back, his head is going to collide with the statue, and his throat is going to collapse beneath your grip. So you are going to crush him against the side of the pillar. And Evelyn, it is your turn. So looking ahead, you can see the man rushing up the stairwell. He's about 80 feet from you, including the verticality of the steps, which he has moved about 30 feet up. He's 50 feet from you where you are standing along the corridor right now. And for those of you who know the Crystal Palace better than me, yes, the geography isn't quite making sense, but I don't care. I've never been here, and you probably haven't either.
Okay.
When did the fire destroy this thing, and why was it your fault? Anyway.
Well, I chase after.
Okay. Are you doing anything
keeping
as
an eye
you
out
move?
for traps, etc.
Okay, so you can just do a full run, making your way toward him. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
I don't really think there's anything I can do. Besides, like, I don't know, is there anything I can see about him that might give me any clues for...
He is a fairly large man in a broad coat who is rushing up the stairs, wearing an executioner's hood, made of very coarse material, and is rushing up the stairs. I guess you probably don't want to do anything to harm the baby.
No.
Okay. So he will continue rushing up. Chastity.
Okay, so there's the one going
Evelyn
up the stairs.
is taking off running and is going to be gaining on this guy.
So you're saying there's one going up the stairs that Evelyn is gaining on.
Yes.
And
so
then
Evelyn
what was it
can
that...
run 20 yards plus 3 times her dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your dex at, Evelyn?
Dex is 3.
3. Okay, so that means you can run 30 yards in a round.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I want to move closer. So I'm going to start heading in that same direction, but am I able to target the guy holding the baby with a mind blast?
You can try, yeah.
I think she's going to try. She probably doesn't think it'll work. She's not thinking about that.
Sounds good.
She's really not.
What is the intent? Are you just trying to hit him with psychic damage?
Yeah, hopefully to slow him down at all, or just like make him pause even for like a second. It's just a stall. She doesn't think it's going to do anything major, so I'm going to spend a willpower. Do I need to put quintessence into this?
No, you do not.
Okay. All right. So I shall roll some dice. And what's my difficulty?
Your difficulty on this is going to be 4.
Okay.
And this will be actually elegant because mind effects are ridiculous.
Pretty great.
How do you do it though is the important thing.
So I think in this case she's gonna do that combination of a prayer and also let's do some prayer and a bit of pain. So let's do some mix those two things together, and there's still fire going on around us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so she'll do that where she'll with her non-dominant hand, she's gonna reach out to as she's moving to just get some of that, and with her other hand she's grasping her I think she's probably holding on to a cross, because she does have a cross, I just don't have one. Yep. And this kind of do a short prayer of and I got 3 successes.
Okay, that's going to be 6.
4 with the willpower.
Okay, that's going to be 8 levels of bashing damage, which can be soaked. So as you do this, there is going to be, let me just do a quick thing. Okay. Rushing up the stairs, the man is going to round the corner, going up this spiral stairwell as quickly as he can. In doing so, one of his feet is going to slip, and he is going to go down on one hand, clutching the babe against his chest. And you are going to see a bit of blood dribble through the eye hole of the mask onto the stairwell as you rupture something inside of his skull. He is going to slowly rise to his feet and try to continue, but that did cut into his movement, and let me just say, he didn't soak 8 levels of bashing damage. He is not nearly manly enough for that. Damn, son. Holy crap. So with a stumbling, shuddering step, he is going to start continuing up the stairs, which means that is going to be his turn. He is going to run, and as he does so, he's going to use his movement. He's going to make it up to the top of the stairs on the top platform, and is going to raise his hand, holding the child by a swaddle, and dangle it over the edge. I'll do it! I'll throw the little fucker into the fire! You hear the voice echo. And as his action, he is going to reach into his coat and pull out a long serpentine blade that is about 2 feet long, and is going to hold it up. And it's going to hold an action. Josephine, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Interesting. Ooh, baby. Okay. Oh, baby. There's a baby.
Yeah, maybe not. For long. Fire billows around.
No, I would like to...
Like to save the baby?
See the baby.
So as you're looking up,
I'd like to save the baby.
This mask is glued to his face by the blood that's welling up from underneath, and silhouetted, he is like shrouded in flame that is burning inside of the Crystal Palace. This is quite the scene, so what would you like to do?
I don't know if this is possible, but my instinct, which we'll start with that and then see what happens. But my instinct is to, right? My instinct is to do one of two things. Either try to reach the baby, which I don't think I can do from where I am.
No.
I think I'm too far back.
Not unless you, like, did something ridiculous.
I mean, there's always that. But the second thing is to first, before doing stupid stuff, so this would take my turn this round,
Okay.
try and wrap the baby in like kinetic and fire protection.
Okay.
But I don't think I can do both at the same time.
Sure you can.
Okay.
It'll be an additional
Cool.
success to add an additional damage type.
Okay.
So it's going to be 1 for a target that's not yourself. It is going to be 1 success required to have it do both damage types, and then it's going to be another +1 for duration, because you want it to last more than a round. And then everything above that is going to be additional soak on its 2 dice of shielding to begin with. So you are going to be at a difficulty of you know what? Blessing a baby is elegant in this era. Babies should not die. God wouldn't let it happen, right? So I'm gonna say that's gonna be difficulty of 5 for you.
Okay.
If you're using your specialty focus, then it's gonna be difficulty of 4.
Cool. I will do that.
Difficulty of 4.
Yeah,
and you need at least 3 successes to do anything.
Perfect.
So I'd shoot for 6.
I'm going to shoot for 6. I am going to spend a willpower.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I have some again from earlier. And you said it's difficulty 4?
Difficulty of 4.
Cool. Let's do this. That is 5 successes.
Wow. Okay, so you've almost got it in. You overflowed. Or no, you're going for 6. So you can still keep trying next round. So the spell begins building. You start chanting, feeling the magic build around you. Preparing to unleash it into the baby. Darcie, what do you do from down there?
Just before I start
please.
chanting the Latin so that I'm not stuck in the Latin and trying to say something, be like, take him out, I got the baby.
Okay.
Sweet. As that, so he's on the next floor up, or
He is on the next
there?
floor up looking down at you. So basically he's at a T intersection from you. He's perpendicular from you.
Okay, but above.
Above, yes.
Above, okay.
And Evelyn is at the
him up.
bottom of the spiral staircase leading up.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to reach him this turn, right?
No.
He's too far away. Cool. I think Darcie would like to, I'm between trying to do the curse him or curse of the matcha or curse him with a disease.
Please.
And I don't like that tone, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna cast Shield to Curse of Matcha on him.
Sounds good. So you are going to be, this is going to be uncanny, so it's going to be difficulty of 4 plus 2. So you're at difficulty of 6 minus your moon phase. So
Yep.
difficulty of 4. You have 2 active effects up or just 1? Or you have 2 because you have Fire Shield. So then that is going to be back at difficulty 5. And then you got your mom's book, which is going to be back to difficulty 4. I'm going to spend 3 points of contestants to raise that to difficulty of 7.
All right.
And Josephine, do you still have Prime Sight active?
I do?
Can you make me a perception and awareness roll? This is going to be difficulty 7 only for you.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yep.
Damn, son. Okay.
2 9s, a 7, and a 1.
You are going to see a corona of magical energy flare around him as he focuses magic through and into counterspelling whatever Darcie is throwing. But it looks strange to you. There's something wrong about it that you can't quite place.
Okay.
And it's almost like it's welling up around him rather than from him.
Okay.
You've seen counter magic like this before. It doesn't look quite like this. It's a weird effect. It's almost like he's drawing it ambiently from the area around him. Siphoning it. And Darcie, go ahead and make me that roll, difficulty 7, please.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower,
Okay.
so I'd like to succeed. 1.
Okay.
Okay. 7, you said.
7.
It's going to be 3 successes.
At 7?
Yep, 7, 9, and then the willpower.
Okay. He is going to double over in pain, grabbing the bar. Your loss. And he's going to use his held action. And he's going to plunge the dagger into the baby. Would you like to reflexively release your
Yes,
your
I would.
spell? Sounds good. I'll allow that. So as he plunges it into the swaddle, so 3 successes means that you inflict wound penalties on him, correct? That is the way that it functions? Okay, so that
6 levels of bashing damage.
Okay, so that... And that's just wound penalties, not actual damage, right?
Hold
Because
on.
Kurcha Macha just is the wound penalties, because it's life 2.
No, each success is treated as 2 levels of bashing damage just for purpose of determining dice pool penalties. Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
end of the
that
terrible
means
pain.
that he is going to be nigh unconscious, but he still gets this. So that means that his dice is... Okay. All right, that's fair. So that is going to be... So... Baby. So that means the baby has 4 points of armor. Okay, I'm gonna roll for a baby. He raises the child up with one hand and shakily, barely able to stand on his feet. Your loss. And slams the blade down into the child. As he does, the swaddle is going to tear loose, and the child is going to fall over the railing, uncut and unharmed, but now is falling down toward the fire. Evelyn, it is your turn now. You are right on this railing beneath this. This baby is falling.
Okay, like falling so far that I can't reach?
Nope. Right next to the railing where you're climbing up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and catch it.
Okay, I would like you to make me a dexterity and athletics roll at a difficulty of 8. I think that 8 is fair for the not hurting a baby. However, you need 1 success thanks to the shield.
And I got 110.
Okay, so you are going
Everything
to...
else was 4 and 6.
You are going to hit the railing hard with your stomach, knocking the wind out of you. Basically, like, your legs are going to start cartwheeling up as the force of this catch is going to almost propel you over the edge. But your skirt is going to catch, basically, and you're going to be dangling over this railing a good 60 feet in the air, holding a naked infant. As it is very much crying. It is crying very hard right now. But you have caught it, and Chastity, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I want to mess up the guy who tried to stab a baby.
That's probably fair.
Yeah, I guess I can't get to him physically this round. That would be way too far.
Yes, he is a good
Okay.
60 feet away from you.
Oh, pity. Okay. Let's do another mind effect attempt to blast. I mean, I kind of want to question him, but at the same time, I kind of just want to hurt him.
Sounds great. All right, so if you're going to do that, can I get you to do me a favor?
Sure.
Make me an arete roll at difficulty of 3.
Okay. I'm not spending anything additional for this. I'm just gonna...
You sure?
Okay, fine. It's my 4th willpower of the game. Spent.
Okay.
I don't need anything else. It's just... Okay. That's 2 successes total.
2 successes total. All right. Cool. I'm just doing something real quick. Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. That is... Ooh, balls. All right, there is going to be... how do you do this? What do you do? I need to know this. As he is like clinging onto the railing, racked in pain, barely conscious, you hit him with this wave of force inside of his own mind.
She's just gonna hiss out something along the lines of coward. And I think that's mainly what she's doing. Yeah, she's just
Sounds good. Okay.
not much more on that one.
I need
She's already kind of singed, so
everyone here. I need you to roll me your willpower. current willpower. Amy, please add the boost to willpower from your mind shield to this.
Okay. So, wait, so my mind shield... You said it meant that they had to get a 10 to affect me, was how it worked.
Yes.
So it's the +5 for my...
Yeah, so you'll add
power?
+5 to this roll. This is operating on
And it's my current willpower, not my
current
pool?
willpower.
Okay, so I have 1.
Difficulty 6, I'm assuming?
Difficulty 6.
Do 10s explode on willpower?
Sure.
Cool, I got 2.
Excellent.
I had two
Sorry, what's
willpower
the
dice.
difficulty? What am I
Difficulty
going
6.
for? Okay. Five successes.
5 successes. Okay. You are the only one. What did everybody else get? 1, 2. You got 5? Okay. You and Evelyn are not going to be stunned by this. But the other two are going to be just kind of shaken for a moment. And what is going to happen is as you yell coward, you are going to feel your mental blast erupt and strike this man, and the executioner hood is going to go slack on the inside as part of the head collapses from the blow. The sack is going to fall off, flopping into the flaming ground beneath with a wet and a man is going to look up. It could be any man. Beard, burly, sloping forehead. He looks like any man on the street. A bit of white and gray working its way into his chin. His eye sags out of its socket as his brains begin to leak out of his ears. And he collapses. But as he does so, all of you are going to see something rise up out of him. The creature standing there is the one from your memory, Chastity. It's one garbed in that dark cloak, even darker than the one this man was wearing. Its face a flurry of rotten meat and flies. And it smiles. Very interesting. Very well done. I look forward to playing this game with you again soon, my doves. You kill with such blissful delight, my pet. It says, looking to you, Chastity. You will be a fine addition to my stable. And then it will just erupt into flies and vanish into the fire. And the rest of you, you can all shake yourself clear of that at the moment.
Evelyn will just kind of shriek in a little bit of fury. And look at the fire and be, we need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep the fire off us. We can't go back the way we came, and I don't know what happened with the other two.
I mean, I've got us all protected.
Let's
As
try and
well.
get out the west exit.
Yeah.
All right, I would like everyone here to make me a dexterity. Actually, make me a wits and survival roll.
So if you
Cool.
don't have survival,
Then you are doing this at a +1 difficulty, so difficulty 7.
Does my specialty of crisis mode apply?
Yeah, absolutely, and a half.
2. 1. Because I'm just rolling my wits.
Sounds good.
What was the difficulty?
Difficulty of 6.
4 for Darcie.
Okay, 4. And
7.
Holy crap. All right.
I rolled some 10s.
Between you and Josephine, you're going to easily be able to navigate out. The west exit is actually unfazed, and as you rush out, you will see Dinesh and Lord Macduff rushing through the buffeted flames toward the exit as well. The east end of the Crystal Palace begins to collapse down around as you see all manner of birds and creatures dropping to the ground dead. Some of them escape through broken glass. And before long, you all find your way outside, looking in as if the fire itself were a glass display to be observed by the Queen. The baby squalls in your arms until it cries itself to sleep.
Evelyn is going to be demanding somebody's shawl.
Oh, Darcie will immediately hand it over, and if you're looking like you're with your umbrella and stuff, she will offer to take it too. If you aren't wanting to hold the child as well, she will offer to look over it too with her healing.
Macduff is going to rush up to you along with Dinesh, who is more concerned about watching your escape. Are you all right, all of you?
Yeah, we didn't get it. It was using puppets.
You got it, but you got this one. You have the child.
And Evelyn will help Darcie wrap it because it's naked.
Yeah.
And hand it over to Darcie because Darcie's the one who knows magic, or life magic. So
Yeah, is the baby looking other than
It's
physical,
slightly premature, but it should survive with proper care.
Can someone check it to make sure that nothing was done to it?
Body and mind.
I mean, I can get the body with the life, but I'm
There's
not
time
really
for that
sure.
in a bit. We need to
Right.
get out of here.
Right.
Everyone to the carriage.
Yeah.
And as you depart the scene, the Crystal Palace burns behind you, a glowing lantern for all of London to see. And meanwhile, elsewhere inside of London, you can hear the clip-clop of hard-soled boots on slick, polished floor. And as you listen to that, a door opens. I don't believe it, a woman's voice says, brushing a bit of lock away from her forehead. Are you fucking kidding me? As she yells, a man behind a table finishes writing with an ink pen and looks up. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. I need you to get it back. Everything is being thrown off. How do you mean? The palace wasn't supposed to burn down for 40 years. I need my box back. The man puts his pen back into its ink well and looks up and smiles. I wouldn't worry. I've contacted a specialist in these matters. And the two smile. A bit tensely, though. We'll find out what they were talking about next time on Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. And that's what I have for game tonight. Hope you had fun.
Oof!
Chastity, you are
We're all terrifying. We're all terrifying.
Concerns?
your Chastity scares me the most. Chastity terrifies me. Oh, just a bit.
So
Evelyn's
randomly,
been a lot more badass than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more, oh, well, I can solve this issue of getting into this space or locking this door behind us.
Yep, this is great. So
I wasn't quite expecting to be the one charging towards guns, not being bulletproof.
Great.
all right, so folks, that is it for tonight. Hope you had a good time with that. Wow. We're gonna pick up next time. We've got a few more games left in this book still, so I think we're about at the. This is about the 2/3 mark, a little bit more than halfway in this book.
Yeah.
There are a few books in this. Each one is kind of focused on a location, so hopefully you'll enjoy that with us. Did you have fun tonight?
Yes.
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 Best combat.
I mean, even spending the first half of game in the carriage just prepping for the fight that was coming. Mm-hmm. Like, we spent a good hour and a half doing that, and that was fun.
Mage is fun doing minutia. Nobody
It
else
is.
really.
I
nothing
really
else-
like Macduff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I just like
Yeah.
your Scottish voice. I like Dinesh. Dinesh is cool.
I love Dinesh.
Dinesh
I
is
really love
great.
Dinesh.
I keep trying to, I want to do his voice the right justice because it's this like British, slightly Indian inflected accent, and I'm like, I want to do this right. I don't want to mess this up. So, and going from Scottish to like that, I hope it's going okay with just me adding a slight lilt more than anything,
Yeah. That seems to work.
just so that the voices are distinctly different, right? I think one's much deeper than the other.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But thank you so much for playing this with me. I really love playing Mage, and I love running Mage, and I love playing it with y'all, and I hope that you're having a good time. And I know Jen is having a good time.
So good.
Definitely
Josephine's great.
everybody go Google the Crystal Palace and really look at photos from it. It was majestic. The Crystal Palace burned down in 1936 in our timeline, but Mage does different things, and I like that. It's a lot of fun. So folks, that's going to be it for us tonight. I need you four to take 5 points of experience between the chat and my own generosity, because you managed a successful victory. Everyone through that is going to regain a point of willpower. Actually, you're going to regain 2 points of willpower because that was a climactic episode that you got through. That was a milestone. You can, of course, argue for any additional one given your nature.
Was the one you awarded me mid-game for my nature, or for
No,
just
that was just
being
because you made me
awesome?
laugh.
Yeah, fair.
So I'll allow it.
My
Didn't you
nature is
not-
survivor, so
Any for Guardian?
Yes, I'll give you one for Guardian, and I'll give you one for Survivor. And Darcie, what's yours?
I'm
Is
at full then.
Advocate or?
Activist. I don't think I really did any with bringing down plots.
You rushed in to protect people in a dangerous situation, so I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna research activist a bit more to make sure that it feels right, because we can
Yeah.
always swap it for something else that makes a little more sense since you're still learning the characters.
Yeah.
And what was yours, Christine?
Doesn't matter. I'm at full.
Oh.
I barely used it.
All right, so you save the baby.
I just need
and
to have a chance to regain Quint.
How often?
Yeah, no,
do,
I'm at
Same.
0 right now.
How often do you get to say I stabbed the baby though? Like, I'm really glad that didn't work. By the way, I got one success to hit it because I was crippled with pain thanks to Darcie, and then I got 3 successes to soak, one of which was a 10. So you literally, like, your spell saved it right there, and then he just dropped it because he was in too much pain. So
which is fair.
It incapacitates you. It's great.
It does.
Well, and if it had been outside of my reach, I was going to try and see if I could open and angle my umbrella enough to just catch
under
and tug.
your umbrella. Nice. Okay,
good.
so folks, that's going to be it for Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. If you like what we do here, give us a follow if you're not a bot. Give us a sub because it's still September and you get some discounts. And be sure to follow us on our social media, join our Discord where there's a great conversation happening pretty much 24/7. And give us a sub over on YouTube because that really does matter as well. You can also find this on podcast soon. This will be going up pretty shortly. I just have to do some credit stuff for it. But if you really want to support the channel, the best way to do that is on patreon.com/dorktales, where you can get exclusive things like podcasts that we don't release anywhere else, as well as advanced viewing for things that we keep for rainy days and vacations. Like The Ward, if you watch that episode, which was just god awfully great. And you also get particularly good shout-outs. Like, I want to give props to my 2 princes of the Patreon, Taryn and Buddy1977. Both of you are fantastic human beings. And also to our divine producers, DM Michael Gray, who created a fantastic god of balance and doorways, kind of based on David Bowie, Tilda Swinton, and Q all rolled into a ball, and Shulton, who went from being a demonic producer to a divine producer, and we still got to figure out the name of the new god, which will be coming pretty shortly on a new episode. So if you want to help me brainstorm, maybe PM me in the Discord. Anyway, that's going to be it for us tonight. We love you very much. Thank you for being here, supporting us, and enjoying Mage the Ascension with us. Good night, everybody.